Hello and welcome back to another Slay Spire stream. I'm your host, Vegetablebread, and today we're going to be playing Silent. We played Silent yesterday, played Silent most of the last 3 weeks. It's March. It's Silent month. Ooh, got your first COVID vaccine shot. That's exciting. I have to admit, I'm a little bit jealous. I don't fit into any of the categories. I don't have any medical conditions. I'm not old enough. So I'm going to have to wait till, whatever, phase 6 or something. No, do you need back surgery? Ouch. Why do you need back surgery? It's too bad. Rare card, 100 gold, 2 card removes for all of our gold. Or a boss relic swap. Probably going to go with the boss swap, but let's go ahead and take a look at the pathing for completeness. Wow, Hexaghost, and then 4 elites is would be a line. You're a sucker for 2 card remove. 2 card remove, 2 furious. Tet says, no, not boss swap. We have 3 fights before our 4 elite path, 2 bonus fires. I see, so you were on the like, reserve list, yeah. Well, I'm sorry to hear that you need back surgery. I hope it goes well. Silent's main issue has always been that the starting deck is too bloated to compensate for Ring of the Snake. Hey, Timnos. Yeah, I'm doing great. Yeah, I think that's true, that Silent's large starting deck is definitely a problem. I don't know if that's, like, the defining Silent problem. But it's not far off. Losing all gold is pretty cheap. And removing 2 cards is quite good. Huh. I know that, I think it was Gavin Newsom, which is weird, because he's the governor of the whole state, announced that there was, like, extra spots in the, oh gosh, what's that place called? Moscone Center? Vaccination site in San Francisco, but maybe that was like London Breed, the San Francisco mayor. Sputnik V. I don't think that's a COVID vaccine. Oh, it's Russian. Oh, interesting. Okay. I haven't heard of that one, because I'm not in Russia. I have very, very limited exposure to Russian media. Is it, so why, and Russia's not sharing their COVID vaccine, they're just keeping it just for Russians? So I feel like most of the vaccines are like international, right? They're like created by big pharma companies and like sort of nominally funded by governments, but sort of inherently global. So it's sort of weird to hear that there's like a Russian-specific one. Let's do the card remove just to switch things up. Probably going to be 2 defender removes. We want to keep our damage really high if we want to do 4 elites, and then Hexaghost. Hexaghost requires damage more than any other Act 1 boss. So we got to really pump the gas if we want this to work out. Alright, so let's get to it. May the gas pumping begin. I don't want to take damage, though. Full smork, that's right. 100%. This spike slot knows what I'm talking about. Just got his face cratered in. Whoopam. Skier dash. Seem to be the options here. On an unrelated note, are you keen to try out Classic Hearthstone when it comes out? The boss is Hexaghost. I'm actually not like super excited about Classic Hearthstone. Like I'm sure I'll play it because I play everything that comes out that's Hearthstone. But like I played a ton of Classic Hearthstone. Like, what's the point of me playing Classic again? Like, I was ready for an expansion when expansions came out, you know? Like, Classic was around for a while. I did really enjoy Miracle Rogue back in those days, so we'll go back and play a bit more of that. Yeah, Caltrops has got some good damage against Hexaghost. Also shines against Sentries a little bit. The most important part of Sentries is killing one of the outside two before you die. And Caltrops isn't very helpful with that. It's just like a really efficient damage card. I think it's probably Dash for me. Because we need to find a way to do a bunch of damage, and it's nice to block too. You want to go back and Force of Nature Savage Roar people? Yeah, that combo was so busted. If you left 2 minions on board for Druid, you were like always dead. If you're at less than like 30 health. I'm gonna go with Dash. Okay, Dash actually less efficient per energy at doing damage than Strike, so I'll do the Strikes over the Dash here. Another autopilot turn. Unfortunately, he's at 19, a very inconvenient number. If we dash, do we get lethal? Almost certainly. Yeah, actually, there's no draw that misses. We always get at least straight neutralized, so we never don't have lethal next turn. And there you go. Yeah, dash for, yeah, it's a good point. We lost a lot of our blocks, so dash makes up for that a little bit. Deadly Poison. I do like Poison quite a bit against Hexaghost. I think Hexa is clearly the best boss for Poison. It's a damage race, so the scaling really helps, and he never resets. So with Guardian, you can kind of get away with just like being slow, and I guess it's nice to have a source of damage that's not an attack, but you don't really need to scale that quick against a Guardian. You just need to be consistent. But picking Deadly Poison into 4 elites is rough, because we're going to fight Gremlin Knob. Possibly twice. Doesn't seem super necessary either. We've got a nice thin deck, high dash density. Pretty happy to just have dash be the damage. Could pick Infinite Blades too. Infinite Blades is never bad. Infinite Blades actually is fairly similar to Deadly Poison if you think about it. Deadly Poison does 5 damage on the turn you play it, but Infinite Blades does 4 damage every turn thereafter. So Infinite Blades catches up to Deadly Poison eventually. What was our Niao choice? We did gold for 2 card removes, and we removed 2 defends. I was considering doing a swap, but chat talked me out of it. Also, good morning to you, Gandarian Dan. Am I saying that right? Is it Gandaren? It's probably Gandaren. Because you got Aaron just tucked in there. With dash, poison is better, isn't it? I don't know. Gandaren. Okay. Gandaren Dan. Yeah, I could definitely see either one. Deadly Poison, clearly a lot more card efficient than Infinite Blades. Infinite Blades requires you to play a card every turn, so worse inherently against Time Eater and stuff. Infinite Blades definitely better if we see like an accuracy. Deadly Poison better if we're like Noxious Fumes Catalyst gamers. I'll pick Infinite Blades just for the Gremlin Knob considerations. I'm never giving you my dash, so I guess you can have a Weak Pot. Weak Pot's pretty nice, but it's no dash. We have a Shuriken now. Okay, well I'm very, very pleased with the Infinite Blades pickup. We got a floor 3 Shuriken. Seems nice. Let's put him to where he dies and try to take no damage. That should be no damage achieved here. Indeed. Okay. Cloak and Dagger seems good with Shuriken. Obviously, Cloak and Dagger needs an upgrade pretty badly. Upgrade's probably on Dash right now. Cloak and Dagger also not great for Gremlin Knob. But Shivs are never great for Gremlin Knob. Seems like we should probably put Cloak and Dagger. Gang of Slimes. Let's see. So we're getting hit for 18. If we neutralize one, he hits for 4. That blocks for 2. And then we block for 14 with these two. Take 2. So we end up doing neutralize to 1 and then presumably not killing them. And then Cloak and Dagger striking another one. The problem with that is Cloak and Dagger strike only does 10 damage. So there's nobody that we can kill with that. So I think we just end up killing this one. With everything. Yeah, we only waste 1 damage, that's fine. At that rate, do we actually need to block? Yeah, I think it's better than attacking, right? Marginally. Dash is a godsend here. Dash strike is going to happen. That's 13 damage. This is enough to kill this one, but not much else. Take 4. Yeah, it's not a great encounter, but it's not too bad. Do 13 damage and then shiv him to death. Seems fine. That prevents us from building infinite blades. I guess as long as we're Cloak and Daggering, we don't really care. So then we play 3 attacks with 11 total damage. I guess I'll just kill this one. Take somebody off the board. Yeah, Act 1 hard pool is kind of insane. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a reasonable summary. Just like Jawworm Louse is really tough. There's just a lot of shenanigans in there. I want to take a Predator, but I also we're a 3 energy deck that wants to play lots of attacks per turn. So we've got some Shivs that are helping us with that, but Predator makes it kind of hard to get that. Maybe Sucker Punch, it's an attack that blocks, so we feel okay playing multiple attacks per turn. Sucker Punch can block for 5 against Lagavulin and 6 against Gremlin Knob. I mean, potentially more than 6, but only if you played a skill. But I guess we're likely to have played a skill because of the, whatchamacallit, Cloak and Dagger. Yeah, I can't go too wrong with Sucker Punch. I do like Predator a lot, but maybe it should be Predator. Predator is definitely better against Sentries. Also arguably better against Gremlin Knob, because you can draw your attacks. It's also just a lot of damage. Predator is also not terrible with Shuriken, because if we get a bunch of card draw, we can take 0 cost attacks and get Shuriken procs easy. So we could do like a Shiv from Infinite Blades, and then like Predator and Cloak and Dagger, and like block out, set up draw for next turn, and get a Strength proc. But not quite as realistic as like Sucker Punch, Strike, Shiv'd, Defend. We're eventually going to want an accuracy, and Predator helps us draw towards accuracy. We had a lot of problems in previous runs finding the accuracy. So Tets, I kind of disagree with you, because we have scaling damage, but we don't really need scaling damage for Act 1 elites. We need front-loaded damage, and Predator is much better front-loaded damage than basically anything we have, right? Our current front-loaded damage is Dash, which is weaker than Strike, right? In terms of damage per energy. Predator certainly isn't. But yeah, we basically got Hexaghost solved in terms of damage, right, with just Shuriken. Should get up to like 4 strength and hit him really hard. Bit of a pickle. I do feel like Predator is probably more helpful later, but Sucker Punch is no slouch either. Sucker Punch is quite good. Do you mean like literal skip or skip Predator? Because I think literal skip is a little bit insane here. I think Sucker Punch and Predator are both better than skip. Take a quick break to think about this just for a second. How many fights before any Mega Elite? He's like our last Elite, so quite a few. Also plenty of fires before them. We're also not forced into the Mega Elite, right? Like if we want to, we can take 3 bonus fires and a bunch of question marks. Alright, I'm gonna be right back. Does Elite Fight gives you better card war? Yes. You have a 10% higher chance of finding a rare card per card. So let's talk about rare chances just for a second, just because you brought it up. At the beginning of each act, you have a negative 2% chance per card of finding a rare card. So that means the leftmost card in your first card reward has a negative 2% chance of being a rare. And then it goes up by 1% for each non-rare card you see. So the Leftmost card is -2, then -1, then 0% chance. So you'll never see a rare in your first card reward. And then the second card reward can potentially have one in any slot, but it's most likely to be the rightmost slot. Elites just take that chance and add 10 to it. So for an elite, theoretically you can get 3 rares in a row. The left one is whatever your residual upgrade chance was, plus 10%, and the other 2 would be 8%. So it's -2 plus the 10. And it resets down to -2 every time you see a rare card. I mean, Predator. So I think the main synergy with Predator and Shivs is that Predator helps you find your accuracy and like Blade Dances. But no, I wouldn't say it's like super synergistic. It's just a good card is the main thing. They kind of cross synergize, right? Because like a Shiv deck wants to have a Terror, and Predator works with Terror, right? A Shiv deck wants to have Strength, and Predator procs your Strength. And we already have Strength. I think I'm going to go with Sucker Punch now. I want to be really strong right now, because I want to do this 4 Elite line. Okay. Starting off with Laga. Could consider playing Cloak and Dagger and then shuffling a Shiv. Not super attracted to that option. Probably do want to get Infinite Blades developed if we can. And it would be nice to shuffle back to Neutralize or Sucker Punch before we wake him up, so I think we're going to skip this turn. And no shuffled Shiv. Could wake up with Weak, but here we get Infinite Blades developed and we get to wake up with Dash, which I think is better. And now we can shuffle back to Weak, maybe? Okay. Got back to the Weak, that's nice. Very nice first turn. Block for 14, do a bunch of damage, go Strength proc. Love it. Hey, Jackalow34. How's it going? I don't think that that's true. I think it only resets on rare cards. Oh, sorry. Only common cards would increase your rare chance. Yeah, I don't think that's true. I think rare cards show up if you haven't seen a rare card. I don't think it's related to common cards specifically. But I could be wrong about that. Another block for 14, do a bunch of damage, go Strength turn. Seems like a great way to do Lagavulin. Strikes do more damage per energy than Dash by quite a bit now that we have Strength, so. And I hope this is lethal because we can't block. Yeah, great. So 2 damage Lagavulin fight, outstanding. Bunch of great options here. Deflect is good because we're trying to get Shuriken procs. And we can get a Shuriken proc and then block with Deflect. Acrobatics is good because we're trying to find our accuracy. And Adrenaline's good because there's very little downside to having Adrenaline in the deck. Adrenaline's one of those cards that you basically never skip. Metalaga? Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely a good seed. Shuriken, early Shuriken from an event and a bunch of early attacks available. Good morning, Disc Buddy. 155. Alright, so I think we're taking an upgrade here. I feel pretty confident about elites after killing one, only losing 2 health. Also, Gremlin Horn is pretty helpful against sentries. We're probably going to grab that Dash Plus. There's an argument for Cloak and Dagger. There's also an argument for Infinite Blades or Sucker Punch. I think any of these 4 could reasonably get it. But Dash does an awful lot when you upgrade it. It goes up to 13 attack and 13 block. After we get 2 strength, strikes are still going to be more damage efficient. But, you know, that's the nature of the beast. It's a 2-cost attack. It just doesn't scale strength as much. Is it better to upgrade Neutralize or Sucker Punch? If I have both, I'll usually do Sucker Punch. If it's really late in the game, I might do a Neutralize if the Sucker Punch has stopped having 100% drawn blade rate. But I think right now we pretty much play Sucker Punch every time we see it, so there's really no downside to upgrading Sucker Punch. And it gets more damage, so it's a slightly better upgrade. But Neutralize does have like almost literally 100% drawn blade rate, so if you need that weak uptime, Neutralize Plus can definitely be that. I'm going to go with the dash. Okay, sentries. We can actually get one of them weakened here. We can't make the weak carryover for next turn, but still pretty cool. We also get a strength proc here. I imagine it's all going on this guy. I don't see any reason to weaken the middle one or anything. Might be able to kill him next turn. A friend of mine, when I first got the game, swore up and down that Neutralize was one of the best upgrades in the game. 0 mana 2 weak. It's definitely good. Strike, Cloak and Dagger, kills front guy, gets a strength proc, blocks for 6. Could Dex Pot here. I guess if we're killing him, we get to Gremlin Horn. So we draw a card. Unless that card is Infinite Blades, we're probably playing this Defend as well. So we probably don't need the Dex Pot, so I'm not going to use it. It used to be the best upgrade for Silent, almost always. Oh, it is Infinite Blades. Right, fair enough. But it got nerfed in a patch, so... But that was kind of a long time ago. Okay. I guess it's all attacks turn. So we have access to 6 attacks here. So we do 8 times 4 is 32, plus 5 is 37, plus 6 is 42, plus 3, because 3 of the attacks will have strength, so 45 damage. So we definitely have lethal on this guy, so the question is, how do we get to 39? So it was 45, so we're 5 over, so we can just skip the Neutralize. Or wait, we're 6 over, right? So it's 8 times 4, which was 32, plus 6, which was 38, plus 5, which was, 38 plus 5, 43 plus 3, so 46 damage, yeah, so we're over by 7. 8 times 3 and 9 times 1? What are you talking about? People are saying all kinds of random incorrect numbers. Oh, maybe Jackalow was trying to help me with the 38 plus 5, yeah. Yeah, so Gabatory, I was doing the strength math at the end. Yeah, so we have it comes out to 46, so we have 5 extra damage, so we can neutralize the right one. And that also removes his artifact charge, so that's nice. Our math was wrong. We had 2 extra damage, so we wasted a little bit. Unfortunate. Oops, shouldn't have done that. Oh well. I just auto-played it because it's fun. It's fun to play cards. Probably doesn't matter whenever you're shuffling. We take 10 anyway. Maybe you should have considered using the Swift Bot there. I mean, definitely should have considered it. Maybe should have done it. It's over now. Crippling Cloud, Piercing Whale, Concentrate. We just fought sentries, so the value of piercing whale goes up a bit. Yeah, it's definitely fun to wing it, for sure. Thanks for the follow, Sprags 2016. To be honest, when I play off stream, I like sometimes do the math and sometimes I just like play the. If it's on turn 1, I'll just play the cards, and if it's not enough, I'll just restart the fight. It's very low punishment. Crippling Cloud is so good, but we have a Sucker Punch and a Neutralize, so we're not desperate for a week. Aren't you supposed to always pick Crippling Cloud? You're never ever supposed to always do anything. Thanks for the follow, Pug Smash 5. Or Pugs Mash 5. Appreciate the support. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. The Act 1 boss is Hexaghost. Yeah, Whale's definitely good. Problem with both of these is they're both non-skills. We have 2 more elites. We haven't fought Gremlin Knob yet. We're likely to fight at least one. Crippling Cloud's definitely good. Jackal, you're so all over the place. It's supported Whale, Crippling Cloud, and Skip in the last 4 messages. Take a second, breathe, then type. I don't know. Like Crippling Cloud is a way to do damage, but it doesn't scale with Shuriken. I didn't know Life Coach hates Piercing Whale. That's so strange. How do you hate Piercing Whale? Huh. What's Life Coach's justification for hating Piercing Whale? I definitely am on the I love Piercing Whale train. It's so good. It's really like, it's best in Act 2 though, right? Act 2 and Act 4. I think I'm gonna skip here. I've got enough damage already. Hey, blah blah. 6 block for 1 energy. I mean, in the worst possible case scenario, it's 6 block for 1 energy. But even single enemy fights, like, what about, like, Snake Plant, right? Like, it's a single enemy fight, but he still multi-attacks. Speed Pot's worse than Dex Pot. I do kind of regret taking the damage and not trying to save health with Swift Pot, but it's not worse than Speed Pot. The Maw Bank. I don't see any shops, so I'm going to pick the Maw Bank. Do I have a rest here? What's the upgrade if we take an upgrade? Probably Cloak and Dagger. Cloak and Dagger needs an upgrade pretty badly. Yeah, I do like early Maw Bank. Maw Bank's pretty good. I'll also just like go to a shop whenever it's convenient. I'm not going to try and soak the Maw Bank for 1,000 gold. Yeah, Outmaneuver is such an interesting card. It's definitely strong, but yeah, Smith Adrenaline's okay. I think probably Smith Cloak and Dagger is where I'm at. I don't know if we're really that energy hungry for Smith Adrenaline. We've only got the 1 2-cost card, and it is really important, but the problem with smithing here is we have to do 2 elites, and as soon as we choose left here, we are forced into both. So I think maybe rest is appropriate. I don't think that... Like, Smith Cloak and Dagger dies occasionally here. So I'm going to go for the rest. Get full value out of it. Speaking of which, can anyone explain to me why minus strength doesn't always reduce enemy damage for the same amount? Without any vulnerable, weakened, or anything, strength debuff sometimes doesn't reduce the enemy attack for the same amount. That's just not true, blah blah. It does work like that. You must be missing something. Oh, okay, there is a shop. Well, that's unfortunate. Could just skip it. Not a great shop. Maybe you're intangible. If you're intangible, then strength down wouldn't change it. But yeah, the math always does work, so you must be missing something. The game is run by a computer. Computers don't make mistakes. Gosh, this shop. What do we even do? I could take Blood Vial. I don't hate Blood Vial. But we're already at such high health. It's like, what's the point of Blood Vial? Bites, I guess. Yeah, I mean, if strength down is doing less than you expect, it's almost certainly that the enemy is weak. Because if you're vulnerable, then they would do more, or the minus strength would be more impactful than you would think. And other numbers shouldn't matter. So if we skip this store, how much marginal value do we get out of Maw-Bank? Well, we're definitely climbing at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and technically the chest is a floor, so 6, and then the first fight, so at least 8 floors, right? Because if we do a chest on the second floor of Act 2, so 8 floors is 100 gold. It's a lot of gold. Minimum 100 gold. And there's just not really anything here we're interested in. Like, what are we buying? A twisted funnel? Do I look like an idiot? Shopkeeper? Come on. Come on. I guess it peels off artifact charges. It's not, like, incredibly terrible. But if there was, like, a blade dance here, we'd click it. But there's no blade dance here. There's no accuracy. Well-laid plants is nice. So if we were going to use this shop, we'd probably do, like, well-laid plans, card remove, dagger throw. Why not funnel well-laid plans? It's okay. Yeah, we could do funnel well-laid plans. Well-laid plans is definitely good. I think probably just like Blood Vial is better. So Blood Vial costs basically 268, right? Because it costs the 168 that it literally costs, and it also costs the opportunity cost in Maw-Bank. So I think we're skipping here. Boo, wasted floor. Yeah, that's right. If we pick this, we get a guaranteed pyramid, right? Which is amazing. Pyramid's great, so probably should pick well-laid plans. All right, are we clicking this button? If we click this button, we have to do a Mega Elite. I want to do it. We're at 58. Worst case scenario, this is Gremlin Knob. He hits us for like 30. Is that really the worst case scenario? He can hit for harder than 30. Let's say he hits us for 30. So we're at 28. We survive a non-Gremlin Knob Mega Elite. Maybe the worst case scenario is, I guess, Lagavulin and then Gremlin Knob. And Gremlin Knob's got, like, regenerating or something. So we can't kill him. Sounds pretty scary. But we've got Dexpot for Lagavulin and Swiftpot for Knob, so I think we'll be okay. Got some homework to check the prime density in all n-bit length binaries. Whoa. Yeah, testing for primes takes a while. Is that a homework assignment intended as a like performance check? Oh my god, 100-bit, yeah. Do you have to test all of them, or are you supposed to just sample? Because there's a lot of 100-bit numbers. But can't you just generate all primes up to 100 bits, and then you sort of implicitly know? Is it feasible to to generate all primes up to 100 bits? I think it's probably not, right? 100 bits is just an awful lot. You can generate primes pretty fast, though. I mean, you know, in absolute terms. All right, it's knob first. We get adrenaline on one, which is amazing. All right, all right, all right. So we get a strength proc and infinite blades down. It's a great start to the fight. I guess we'd prefer dash on 3, but I think we're only cloak and daggering if we're getting lethal next turn. It does 6 damage, so we'd put him down to 43. Yeah, I sort of don't think that the point of the computer science question is to go do some math homework and just say what the answer is. How many digits does 2 to the 100 have in decimal? Or base 10? Is saying decimal the same thing as saying base 10? Okay, I'm gonna play Cloak and Dagger. We've got weak for next turn. I shouldn't do so fliply. Yeah, I guess it never represents lethal, right? It doesn't get us a strength proc, so maybe we shouldn't do it. Is this positive or negative health is the real question. So it's plus 3 health this turn, and then he has 3 strength and we're vulnerable for next turn, but he's also weak. So it's approximately health neutral, assuming he doesn't hit us twice. And if he hits us more than twice, we are probably dying to the Mega Elite. So I'm going to use it, because it does damage. Okay. Roughly 30 digits. It seems like it should be possible to generate all the primes that are only up to 30 digits. That doesn't seem that intractable. Thanks for the subscription, Evil Cod. Appreciate the support. Thanks for bacon for 3 months. I imagine it's dash, sucker punch, unless we have lethal. We don't have lethal. Right? Oh wait, we do get strength after this, so we do 9 and then... So 27. Yeah, not lethal. Close though. Thanks for making me better at this game. Yeah, no problem. Happy to do it. I have a lot of fun on these streams, so... maybe shouldn't have clicked Juicy Bracelet. I always click that really fast. Redbeardy was in here yesterday, and he was trying to say Juicy Bracelet is a net negative in most situations. Because you do metascale from fights, right? Yeah, Redbeardy's a little bit of a, like, toss a bomb into a room and then leave kind of guy. So I think he was partially trying to be controversial, but he was saying that question marks are always bad. Basically, he was saying there's like 7, I think he upgraded it to 8 actually good events in the game, and everything else is bad. But, I mean, like, we got a shuriken from an event earlier in this game, and it was an event that was not in his list, right? It was Randweed. So, I don't know, man. Seems wrong. Could take some damage here. I think we've probably got our damage sorted. We've got a lot of scaling for the boss fight, so I think we can afford to skip these here. Card draw is nice, but Quick Slash is a really poor way of getting it. Flying Knee's okay too. If we had like a dash and a backflip, I could see Flying Knee, but we don't. We just have a dash, so I'll skip. Both of the gang fights in this run. It's kind of rough. We can like Dex Pot, Dash Strike, kill one of the fat gremlins, block for 15. Or I guess we could kill the sneaky gremlin. Normally you want to kill the fat gremlins, but we can't kill both the fat gremlins. And if we can't kill both of them... Oh, we do have Horn, good point. If we can't kill both of them, then what's the point of killing one, right? We're getting debuffed either way. Alright, let's dash here and draw a card, see what it is. Okay, that's useless. So yeah, we can't block the debuffs. I think I'm just going to go Infinite Blade Strike. Big Bone Gremlins. Okay, so we're killing one, blocking out. We want to neutralize the other one. Seems like we can do all that stuff pretty easily. Get an extra strength. Not sure why I shivved instead of striking, but whatever. All roads lead to Rome there. Another shot at Piercing Wail, Catalyst, or Poison Stab. So now that we can't possibly see Gremlin Knob again, is Piercing Wail good enough to pick? Our Mega Elite fights are either Sentries or Lagavulin. Thanks for the follow, Ticklow. Appreciate the support. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. Yeah, I don't know if Piercing Wail is really pickable in either of those. In the Sentry fight, it's just going to hit artifact charges and waste a draw. And in Lagavulin, best case scenario, it blocks for 6. Yeah, Adrenaline's so good compared to Offering. Offering is great. It's always nice to have 1 by Act 2, Slavers and Gremlin. It is nice, but I'm just worried about the fight that's right in front of me, you know? That's true, it is also really important for Hexa. But, like, we can't retain it, so it's kind of a crapshoot whether it hits Hexago's turn 2 or not. Well, I mean, it is good for stripping those artifact charges. We don't have anything else that really interacts with those artifact charges. We just have, like, weak... I mean, theoretically, that does matter a little bit. Weakening people, or we can weak them to strip the artifact charges for the strength down. It works, but just not, like, super well. I don't know, it's kind of a marginal Piercing Wail, but I guess you're supposed to pick marginal Piercing Wails, right, since the card is so good. Yeah, but it's I feel like we probably survive picking it, right? Which means it's probably worth picking. Since it gets good in Act 2. Alright. Gambler's Brew is usually better than Swift Pot, but sometimes not. Yeah, I think we care a lot about Gambler's Brew. Gambler's Brew, specifically in Sentries, is a lot better than Swift Pot, right? Because you can draw a full 5-card hand of Dazes and then gamble them away. Which you can't do with Swift Pot. Alright. So we dodged Sentries. So we ended up getting... What is it? We can't get 3 Lagavulas, because we only fought 4 elites. So I guess we got 2 Lagas, and then 1 Sentries and 1 Knob. Reasonable. We probably just save the Adrenaline here. I want to get Infinite Blades down before we wake him up, ideally. So we're gonna chill. Infinite Blades and dash on the same turn is not super good. We can get a wake up next turn with strength though, and that's fine. So we'll just plan on that. Yeah, we could Gambler's Brew the whole hand, but that's kind of a waste of a Gambler's Brew. It's a pretty valuable potion. Could Piercing Wail if we just don't want it in the deck here. It blocks for 6 though, it's not nothing. I'll keep it. Yeah, exactly. It's non-debuffable block, although it doesn't interact very well with weak. So these are happening for sure. And then last energy is Strike or Piercing Wail. Let's get that damage. Maybe should have drank Deck Spot this turn. I didn't really think about that. Okay. Yeah, do have to be a little bit cautious. Log is scary. Probably getting lethal next turn. Ooh, actually. We'd have to strike here if we want lethal next turn. Alright, deal. Oh no, that was a mistake. We had lethal either way. Oh wait, no, he was at 18. Yeah, we would have had 17. If we hadn't run the strike. Okay. Yeah, that was definitely a lot tougher than the first Lagavulin fight. I'm glad that happened in that order, right? We had the first Lagavulin fight go super well, so we got super strong, and then the second Lagavulin fight was tough, but we had the cards and relics to carry us through. Picked up a frozen egg, that's nice. Calculated Gamble. Kind of awkward with Gambler's Brew. But it's good against Hexaghost, because we can draw a handful of burns. Might as well. It's hard for Calculated Gamble to be too bad. How do we feel about 19? Seems pretty reasonable against Hexaghost. Keeps us below the... oh my god. Is it every... It's every 12 health, right? So we're above 12, below 24. I was thinking for some reason it was every 11 health. I don't know what kind of my brain there. So we're below the 24 breakpoint. Should be able to block turn 2 pretty easily if we stay at 19. But obviously we risk just like randomly dying. But we have a Dex Pot. I think I just really want to get that Cloak and Dagger upgraded. Get that second Shiv. Get more strength. And I think we can probably afford it. So I'm going to go for it. Piercing Wail on the wrong turn. So we can Survivor and take 2, or we can Calculate Gamble, try and draw something better. Sucker Punch blocks for 6 here. It looks like this hand is actually pretty good. We draw either Sucker Punch or Neutralize or Adrenaline. If we Calculated Gamble, we could miss. Because we draw 4 out of 6. No, we still draw either Neutralize or Sucker Punch or Adrenaline. Has to be at least one of them. Okay. Yeah, not amazing, but we still get a strength proc and develop infinite blades, which is fine. But we're not, like, way ahead here. Hexaghost is a race, so we need to keep applying the pressure. No reason for Dex Pot yet, but we're holding that one. As soon as it's useful, we're going to play it. I think this is the moment. Because he's already weak, so this we need extra block on this one. I kind of want to save the Piercing Whale. I guess the best turn for Piercing Whale is going to be, like, hopefully the 9x2 attack, because if we get to 6x6, we either Piercing Whale or die, and I don't want to be in that situation. So I think we just block with Defend. Is that a quote from that famous raid leader, Screed, where he's telling people how to do that raid? I think it's hilarious. Oh, thank you. Do we ever, like, Sucker Punch Gambler's Brew here, instead of taking 4 to Burns? What do you do next turn? Sear, Tackle, Inflame. So this is an Inflame turn, so next turn is Tackle. So it's gonna be, that's the 9x2 is this flame. I think I'd like leaving Dash and Piercing Whale for the 9x2. I should say Dash or Piercing Whale, we'll draw one of the two, at least. Okay, Dash blocks out. Still get a Strength proc. Looks like we're roughly on track here. Maybe a little slow. Early Dash was great. That should lock it up for us. I think the only way we were dying there is if Dash was late in the shuffle. Piercing Whale on the wrong turn again. Piercing Whale always one turn before ideal. Oh well. We do have to draw an attack this turn. Oh wait, no we don't. Shiv. Okay. So we took approximately the right line for that that Hexaghost fight. We managed to greed and upgrade and survived, which is always good. That's right. Spent a pot, got a pot. The Potion Lending Library of Hexaghost. Really good card rewards here. Glass Knife is super high damage and pays off our Shuriken. Yeah, exactly, all 3. After Image is really nice. Plan for blocking. Pays off our Frozen Egg. Works super well with Shivs. We've got like Adrenaline and Infinite Blades. Lots of good stuff. Also, just like After Image and Shuriken is such a good plan, right? Because if you just play a bunch of attacks, you scale in every direction. That's exactly what you want. And Phantasmal Killer is incredible. Basically, like doubles the damage the deck can do in the late game. Because you draw a lot of cards in the late game and cycle the deck every turn, ideally. I'm leaning toward After Image, but I'm gonna contemplate this silently for a moment while I munch on a breakfast burrito. Alright, I've contemplated and decided. So the, I think the most important challenges that are coming up for the run are not the Act 2 bosses, but the Act 2 hallway fights. I think we're pretty there's a juicy Hearthstone anecdote. I think the most important fights in Act 2 coming up are like avocado and birds and stuff. And we don't have like super great solutions for any of those. So I don't think we need more damage for those. I think we need more block and more consistent block on turn 1. So I think that's going to be after image. The Act 2 elites I don't think are as big of a deal. Because we have like Piercing Wail and Dash, which are pretty good for that, and we scale. It would be nice to be able to jump all over Slavers on turn 1, which is what like Glass Knife would do. But I don't think it's ever Phantasmal Killer. I think it's like Glass Knife if you're worried about elites, and After Image if you're worried about hallway fights. And I think we're more worried about hallway fights than elites. And Phantasmal Killer is like if you're worried about Act 4. Yeah, front load damage does help solve both hallway fights and elites, but I think After Image is the pick for me. Mute myself taking that button. So for Bad Terrence's Hearthstone anecdote, I don't have like a ready-to-go Hearthstone anecdote. You probably don't want like a story of a Hearthstone game I played. I'm sure you want like a development story. Oh, I hated Ziliax during development. I don't know if you guys are all familiar with Ziliax. He had a different name during development. I don't remember what it was. But every time I saw Ziliax, I was like, this card's too powerful, and it's not fun. It's not fun on either side. He's just got too many keywords, and he just, like, solves too many problems. And, like, he's one of those cards that's, it's an anti-aggro tool, but it's so good that it's, like, in aggro decks too. It's just, like, aggro decks use it to clear the board and also protect their board, and like it just goes in every deck, and it's magnetic too, so it just like super pushes all the mechs, and like all the games just become about like who drew their Ziliax, right? And it's like I think that card's way too strong. So it kind of bugs me every time I like see Ziliax. I'm like, damn it. I feel like Ziliax is like another Lotheb. Lotheb is just like a card that's just like so pushed, and it's like sort of framed as a control card, but really it's an aggro card because you just use it as an aggro deck to protect your board. And I just hate really strong board dominating aggro cards. Yeah, Ziliax is the 3/2 Divine Shield taunt rush magnetic mech. Yeah, and it's you know, he's rotated now, so it doesn't matter anymore, but it still bugs me. I play a lot of Wild, so that's kind of what I think of. Yeah, you're thinking of, oh shoot, what is his name? One of the Reno cards. I really thought, so I haven't been in Hearthstone for a while, so I hadn't seen any of the new cards that came out, although there was like an awkwardly long period of like a year after I had worked at Hearthstone where I still knew like what the future cards were, because I worked on them, because they have such a long pipeline for that game. But the Zephyrs the Great I didn't work on, so I wasn't familiar with that one before it came out. That card's really fun. I like that card a lot. I was kind of disappointed that the new Kazakas was not a singleton card, but at the same time I kind of understand, right? If you ever offered the chance, would you have worked on Legends of Runeterra? I mean, I almost did. I assume so I was interviewing at Riot for a position on their, like, this was like years ago, but it was a card game they were building that I assumed turned into Legends of Runeterra. But it's Riot's like in LA. I don't really want to live like in LA is the main problem. It's not a good place for my wife to work either, so that's the main problem. But I've actually interviewed at Riot like a couple of times. I've been really close to working there. I like Legends of Runeterra a lot. I think Legends of Runeterra is clearly the best Hearthstone clone. If it's fair to call it that. How about this free energy relic with a strong upside? Are you talking about Coffee Dripper or Sneggle Eye? I don't understand what you're talking about. Probably talking about Snecko Eye, facetiously. Oh, you can't accidentally click rest. Yeah, it's definitely really strong. I like that both Snecko Eye and Coffee Dripper can be phrased as a free energy relic with a strong upside. They're both so good. These are some top tier picks here. Even Astrolabe's quite strong. Taking chip damage in Act 2 is very realistic. Afterimage mitigates that a little bit, but not completely. I think with the Afterimage in the deck, we probably are no on Snecko Eye. Although Shivs will always cost 0, so we'll always have something to do. But I think we want to be playing like 6 cards a turn, ideally, and Snecko Eye generally prevents that. At least 3 energy Snecko Eye. So at least when compared to Coffee Dripper, I don't think we're ever picking Snecko Eye here. If we pick Coffee Dripper, do we die? No, I don't think we do. I think, yeah, the scariest thing is Slavers, right? Slavers are pretty scary. It really depends on what the pathing looks like in Act 2. We've got lots of upgrades we're happy to get to. I'm happy to upgrade like Adrenaline, and Calculated Gamble, and Sucker Punch, Piercing Wail, Neutralize. I guess we could run out of upgrades because we have Frozen Egg, so if we stop picking cards, we could have some inefficient campsites if we pick Coffee Dripper. We don't have any relics that spend campsites. What's the dream for Astrolabe? We Astrolabe 3 strikes, we get back, I don't know, 3 Wraith forms is usually the dream, right? Get back Blade Dances or something. Accuracy, Blade Dance, yeah. That's a pretty good dream, Tim. That's hard to argue with that. Yeah, some combination of Wraith form, Accuracy, and Blade Dance is the dream. I do think we're going to be looking for an Accuracy. We have a Frozen Egg, so Accuracy Plus is guaranteed here. If we were offered Fusion Hammer, I'd pick that. I think that's probably better than both here. Coffee Dripper's always at least a little bit scary. We have a bunch of gold, so we're probably prioritizing an early shop. Although, if it's a late shop, Mob Bank's happy about that. That's true, yeah. Yeah, Fire Pod or something. Ideally, we can line it up so that we go to a shop before we do our first elite, and then we can buy an attack pot, Fire Pot. Or we could just go back in time and pick the Glass Knife. Well, this dream sounds good, but that's A, unlikely, and it B, not like tremendously game breaking, right? So let's go for Coffee Dripper. Okay, Collector should be pretty easy. We can outscale her. There is an early shop available, as well as some early question marks. Act 2 question marks are the best question marks. Another 4 elite path is available. Be our second act in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coffee Dripper somewhat decreases the likelihood that we're going to want to do that. Since we can't rest. But I don't see any questioning this early path. This is pretty outstanding. And then we always get somewhere we want to be over here. I don't think there's really any argument for going right here. I guess we could have gone here. That's technically better because it has a choice here. I guess maybe we'd want to make this choice, but that's pretty unlikely. Maybe could have considered skipping the after image for a strength proc there. Didn't really think about that. I do like after image though. Yeah, I would imagine that we're yes on both bites and apparitions here, and obviously there's like library. Let's see. You know what's silly about afterimage? If you try to compare afterimage to footwork, afterimage basically gives you a dex as well as it like gives you a dex for every card you play. So even your defends get +1 dex, which is just like even for the card where footwork is supposed to really outshine afterimage, afterimage is still half of a footwork or a third of a footwork plus. Card is really good. We're playing at least one defend. It is an uncommon versus a rare. That's true. It's not exactly a fair comparison. It's a reasonably fair comparison. No, they're both powers, right? Like rares don't have aren't on a totally different plane of existence in terms of power. They're roughly balanced against uncommons. A lot of uncommons are better than rares, right? Compare like Berserk to Talk to the Hand. Hey, Glade Pixie. Some rares are bad. I think the most important things about rares is that they're flashy. They need to be like a big statement about your deck is what rares you have in it. Whereas uncommons are sort of more support pieces. I think I'm going to strike Calculated Gamble here. We block for 10, take 2, and then draw a handful of mostly real stuff next turn. Man, this extra energy is really nice. Having 4 energy and trying to get Shuriken procs is a lot easier. Okay. We talked about Deflect a little bit in the past, mainly in the context of Shuriken, right? Trying to get some cheap ways to block so that we can get Shuriken procs and still survive the turn. We didn't pick it then, and I don't think it's worth picking now. Quick Slash is kind of the worst way to get card draw. Riddle with Holes does pay off our strength, so Riddle with Holes is, I guess, worth considering. Normally I'm not a big Riddle with Holes gamer, but maybe we should be thinking more about it here. So what's the dream for Riddle with Holes? We like pick up the Phantasmal Killer and like do 100 damage to the heart with it? What would that take? So we'd have to do 50 natural damage, which means we'd need 7 strength. Getting to 7 strength and then doing 100 damage is not an incredible dream. It's like both hard to pull off and like not game winning. Hey Jackalo, Act 2's going fine. We just started. That was literally our first floor, so. I think I'm gonna skip Riddle with Holes. Such a weird card. I feel like Riddle with Holes is like only a pick when you have Necronomicon or like something. Ever Energy Pot? No, I don't think so. Face Trader. Our health is permanent, because we have a Coffee Dripper. But 50 gold does pay off immediately, right? Because we're about to go to the store. We don't have any resistance to weak or anything. Desperation pick in Act 1, yeah. I think it's, yeah, I mean, Desperation pick in Act, like, if it's a floor 1 pick, then, like, great. And we do have a Shuriken, so this is probably about as good as it gets, but it's just not amazing. I think we with Coffee Dripper and a potential 4 elite line, I don't think we're too excited to spend gold. There's also a small decreasing marginal utility to gold, and since we've currently got almost 500 gold, we are losing out on a little bit of that value. Like if we were at 250 gold, I think we'd probably be clicking the gold button to get to be able to like card remove and buy a shop relic or something. But as is, I think we'll be able to buy the best stuff in the shop already. So I think we're gonna pass. This button is sometimes useful if you like are way behind and need to get super lucky to win the run, but I don't think that's the situation we're in. Yeah, Gremlin Mask is bad. The real bad one is Naloth's Hungry Face, where he just eats a relic. No, you cannot get Sapphire Key. You mainly only want to pick this event when you have, I forget which one it is. Is it Ginger? The one that makes you immune to weak. Being immune to weak makes this clickable, but I think the downside is too important. Oh, you didn't notice you could leave? That'd be a whole different event. Okay, I see Ninja Scroll. I don't really see anything else I'm super interested in doing. Probably card remove. Maybe Potion Belt. Potion Belt's pretty useful. I don't think we can afford it after Ninja Scroll and card remove. 273 plus 50 plus 169 is... What the hell happened there? I have... My calculator says 942. I'm gonna just clear that and do it again. Okay, it's 492, so we're off by 6. I do love me some Chemex. Picking a speculative Chemex is never like an amazing feeling. Yeah, exactly. Ninja Scroll comes with a free Vajra. Yeah, almost. It's like 12 turn 1 damage and a Vajra. Tets is saying a leg sweep. It's an interesting pick. Do we have any slicers in chat? Anybody in chat? Big slice fan? Three block, also true. Good point. Could take another Infinite Blades, too. I'm not against having 2 Infinite Blades. This one's Innate, so we can play it with the After Image. Alright, let's click this, because I think that's happening. And then we could do like card remove, cut Infinite Blades. It spends 90, so we'd have like 120 left. Not enough for Secret Technique. Pretty much just enough for Leg Sweep. Now everybody loves Slice. Okay. That's true. We can do Potion Belt and Infinite Blades. That's fair. Skips a Carter move. I think we probably want to be hitting slamming those Carter moves with Smiling Mask. We kind of want to hit it every shot. Feels pretty bad to miss it. Leg Sweep's usually good. I think it's not really the plan here, since we got After Image. But it's pretty good. It's a little bit difficult to Leg Sweep and still get a Shuriken proc. Really do want that Potion Belt, though. But I think we just can't fit it. If we could afford Potion Belt and a potion, I would do it, but we can't. All the potions are expensive. I think it's just Infinite Blade's card remove, save the rest of the gold. Is it a strike? I assume it's a strike. So we're skipping Leg Sweep. Is a potion more important than not having a strike? Generally, no. Could take a Forethought. Forethought our dash. Find a Nightmare. Nightmare the Forethoughted dash. Get a Dex proc. Block out against the heart. Sounds pretty spicy. Thanks for the follow. LMD Amaski. Or LM Demasai. I don't know. That's a tough one. Appreciate the support. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. Relies on a rare card we don't have, and is pretty much a waste of time every other time, so I think it's probably a no, but it's interesting to think about. Alright, let's just save some money. See, that's what I'm talking about for the decreasing marginal utility of gold, right? Because we did the most valuable things, and then the rest of the things are like, well... But I guess, to contradict that argument, if we had taken the extra gold from the face trader, we would have been able to afford this potion belt. And a card remove, so we would have skipped Infinite Blades and had a potion belt. But we have a 6 less at max HP. I don't know. I don't know if that's better or worse. Free card remove, sweet. Strike again. I don't want to run out of attacks. Seems like there's pretty low risk of that with 2 Infinite Blades and a Ninja Scroll. Okay, we're probably no on bites now. I don't want to add 2 cards to the deck. Okay. Kill 1, dash to block. Is that realistic? Maybe we can just block for 22. Dash blocks for 13, we're neutralizing 1. After image blocks for 3, 4, 5 at least. More. Do we play Infinite Blades before we gamble, or do we gamble... I think we just gamble the defends and draw 2. Oh wait, no. Because if we play the Infinite Blades, then we're drawing with 0, and that's kind of silly. I think we just hold the gamble. Yeah, we're blocked out. It's fine. Here's a situation where Piercing Well's good. Oh wait, no it's not. We're gonna kill him anyway. Well, let's get it out of the deck, because we definitely don't want to redraw it. Is Gamble better upgraded or unupgraded? Good question. Depends on the situation. I don't think there's any way I can say from with that much context. Alright, got a perfect looter fight, that's nice. Ooh, attack pot. That's a big upgrade if we're hoping to kill a slaver on one. If we Endless Agony, we actually overdraw it on one fairly frequently, which I would imagine is a bad thing. Because you get Ninja Scrolls before you draw your hand, and then you draw 7. And so we draw 10 on turn 1. Endless Agony very helpful for hitting Shuriken procs, though. If we end up getting a Wrist Blade. Doesn't it go into your discard? Yeah, it does. It gets created in your discard. But that's not a good thing. Not particularly. I mean, it's okay. But if we draw it on any turn that's not 1, it's great. I kind of like how this deck has a Ninja Scroll on turn 1, so we got 3 Shivs on turn 1, and then on subsequent turns we have Infinite Blades. So we just have Ninja Scrolls for every turn. It's true, Endless Agony is better than Slice. That is good. I mean, yeah, Shuriken procs are how we scale. Endless Agony does that. Yeah, even if we draw it instead of like a block card on turn 1, I'm pretty happy with that, because we, you know, we're blocking with After Image. Okay. So I can't get this stupid hair out of my eye. What are you doing? It was attached to my glasses. Dripper, so looking for draw. Are you talking about... Oh, you're saying Coffee Dripper. What do you mean? How is that? How are those correlated? I mean, I guess we have extra energy, is what you're saying? Attack Bot seems important. Colorless Bot's quite nice. I would say Colorless Bot is like usually on the same level or slightly better than Attack Bot, so it's kind of weird to swap them. But nonetheless, I think that's what we're going to do here. Okay, first elite. No slavers here. Can't really autopilot this turn. Seems like we kind of need to get Dash developed. Dash Cloak and Dagger gets an extra strength proc, but we skip both Infinite Blades if we do that. If we play both Infinite Blades and Cloak and Dagger, do we block out? That's a total of 5 cards. So we block for 8 there, 8 plus 6, so we do block out. Okay, so we don't need Dash then. Cloak and Dagger is just as much damage anyway. Pew pew! A real ninja silent. Sucker Punch seems fantastic. We could calculate Gamble for Piercing Whale now. Seems fine. I don't really want to redraw Calculated Gamble. Can I redeem you taking a dab after we win this lead? I've never dabbed on stream, and I don't think I'm gonna try it. Another run after this one? Almost certainly not. I try to do my streams from 8 to 11, but then I often run over for successful runs, and this seems like a reasonable one. If I die like on this floor, I'll probably start another one, but we're quickly running into the time limit. We could take the Coward's route and defend Calculated Gamble. Alright. Let's chicken out. We got the Piercing Whale, we didn't need to. Get an extra strength proc, though. Handstands. You want me to talk about them? Piercing Whale for 1 health. Dodges a wound. 1 health Piercing Whale feels pretty weird. We could just drink the Attack Pot. That also blocks for 1. Oh, X-Munga, I'd love that. Dude. X-Munga being a bro. I don't really have anything to say about handstands. I think I've done a handstand when I was like a little kid and had a much smaller rotational moment of inertia. I went to a gymnastics class as part of the sports and fitness camp I did when I was a kid. No, I think we want to save Attack Bot for getting a Shuriken proc in the future. I think I will just spend the Piercing Whale, mainly to dodge the wound. Our deck is so small, only 9 cards in here, so the wound would be 10% of our deck immediately. Piercing Whale is really good in the fight, but just can't afford to take the wound. We're playing all the cards, so might as well just get on with it. Looks like we're blocking out. Yeah, this would be the best turn to have the Piercing Whale on, right? Max block is Cloak and Dagger, Defend, Dash, but Sucker Punch probably... Sucker Punch kind of blocks for 10, so it's more than Defend, right? Yeah, down the basic cards, a Dash, and a Cloak and Dagger. Well, also, we've got 2 copies of Infinite Blades, right? Yeah, that's true. We actually do exhaust most of the deck here. Yeah, a lot of powers, a lot of exhaust stuff. I didn't really notice, but this is actually a pretty trim little deck. Got a bunch of card removes. We did the 2 removes from Niao, got a couple of strike removes later. So we've actually only got, like, let's see, 6 from the basics, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 permanent cards, that's it. So we're not far off of doing an infinite, actually. Always something to keep in mind. Sucker Punch blocks for 10, that's the best block per energy we can get. And then Dash blocks out here, which I assume is better than the other options. Okay, yeah, we could have pot killed, but why? Wow, we're being offered a Dead Branch and a Fairy in a bottle here. I'm not actually sure we take Dead Branch here. Dead Branch is a little bit scary. We generate a lot of shivs. Like if we take like a backflip and a dagger throw and remove 2 cards and find a Sundial, we're infinite. And like, okay, admittedly that's a lot of ands, and one of them is a rare relic. Well, Sundial's rare, right? That was uncommon. But Branch is really good. I think we're probably skipping. I don't know, this is Backfoot Plus. I think if we take Dead Branch, we probably take Backfoot Plus, right? Man, this deck is going to be such a clown fiesta if we take Dead Branch. We just, like, After Image and Ninja Scroll and then immediately begin the shenanigans. You've done so many Dead Branch shiv decks, but they're really good. Am I supposed to skip Dead Branch? Like, that's insane, right? Yeah, it's not an infinite, so we have to take the Dead Branch. Alright, apologies to everybody who's getting bored of Dead Branch, but we have to do it. I think the Fairy in a Bottle actually replaces a Gambler's Brew here. Actually, Gambler's Brew gets a little bit better with Dead Branch, doesn't it? Because we get just a bunch of random nonsense. And sometimes we need different random nonsense. So I guess I'll skip the attack pot then. It's weird because we like We wanted that attack bot for slavers, and now I'm getting rid of it? Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of the Gambler's Brew. I want to keep that attack bot. I want to kill a slaver on one. And I am going to click the Dead Branch. And now with the Dead Branch, do I pick backflip? It's so hard to figure out what this deck is right now, because I've never played this deck. I played this deck before it was a Dead Branch deck, but now it's a Dead Branch deck. So I have no idea how this deck operates. Is this a good deck? Are we in a good situation, or are we in a bad situation? Yeah, I guess we were supposed to take the money from Face Trader and the Potion Belt, because we had a lot of potion congestion there. Yeah, we're definitely on the map. I don't know where the map leads. All right. We can't rest, so we're smithing. I feel like Infinite Blades got even better with the Dead Branch, so I kind of want both Infinite Blades on the top of the deck. So that we can start Dead Branching immediately. And by immediately, I mean on turn 2. Other upgrades we could do are Neutralize, Sucker Punch, Piercing Whale, Adrenaline. Adrenaline's definitely got a lot better with the Dead Branch because we're gonna be able to spend an infinite amount of energy, right? So having more of energy is good. Maybe it is Adrenaline. So this is more cards, and this is more cards played. More cards seen versus more card played. I think we care more about cards seen than cards played. We want to see lots of good cards and then play just the best ones. We don't really care how many cards we get to play. Hey, Megastine. Having 3 innate powers is kind of scary. Because our opening hand is just like completely full of nonsense now. But our opening hand is also full of Ninja Scroll, Dead Branch, so should be fine. We can definitely handle an elite now, so I'll click this button. Okay. Kill the fat gremlin, block the other one. Seems like the line here. Yeah, we could just keep getting Dead Branches, so I guess I'll keep playing them. Let's see what this one wants to do. Caltrops. Interesting. Yeah, Mummified Hand would be sick here. Kill the fat gremlin. Oh, right. Gremlin Horn. I'll play at least one of those. I guess I'll play both and then defend to block out. Okay. Could do Riddle to kill. But then we'd be skipping one of our thingamajigs. Alright, can I have a Piercing Whale? I can. Oh man, yeah, Nightmare Wraith form. Maybe we should have taken that prepared. Okay. We have Survivor Reflex in hand. I guess I'll do that. Three, 6, 9 cards in hand, so this is safe. I like how we went from an 11 card deck to a like 50 card deck by clicking Dead Branch. Such a ridiculous card. No point in Blur. He can't attack 2 turns in a row, so Blur literally does nothing. Eviscerate does 30. I guess I want to play 2 attacks for Shuriken. Alright, well on our way to our second perfect Act 2 elite here. Seems like we're in pretty good shape. This is 40. Calculated gamble for no reason. Could get Adrenaline. We're never shuffling, so might as well. I'll take it. Oh, I'm unaware of the thing you're apologizing for, Dire Climber, but I appreciate the apology. Tactician's sometimes a pick with Dead Branch, since we have an infinite capacity to spend energy and sometimes generate cards that discard stuff. Seems highly speculative. Yeah, we've been building around the Shuriken since floor 3, but yeah, it's definitely pretty important for making the Ninja Scroll good. We bought the Ninja Scroll from the shop, which is pretty unusual. Normally I'm not a big Ninja Scroll fan, but it's so good here, it's hard to ignore. I suppose I haven't really updated my internal conception of how good Ninja Scroll is since the Shiv changes happened, so maybe Ninja Scroll is just great now. So we could take some discard stuff. We do have a calculated gamble. Survivor. Nah. We don't need to add garbage to the deck. Dead Branch is already doing that. Courier versus Sapphire Key. Probably just Sapphire Key. I don't know if we really need anything at a shop in the future. Having said that now out loud, I feel like that's a stupid thing to say. You should always do the thing that maximizes the amount of resources you're getting, and Courier sort of increases your gold metascaling by 20%, which is inherently good. But we have to pick a blue key at some point, and the next relic might be really powerful. I guess an important measurement of how good Courier is what floor are you on, right? So if it's a floor 2 Courier, it's got a lot of time to pay off. You're going to be going to a lot of shops. But it's floor 26, and we just went to a shop pretty recently. I guess we didn't spend all our money, so we still got some, but we're probably only going to like 2 more shops in the game. Courier definitely makes them better, though. I wish that Courier lets you remove any number of cards. No, if you have Courier and Mask, they do stack, so you get to remove for, what is it, 35 or something? Or 37? I don't remember what it is. Oh wait, no you don't. Sorry, Courier overrides, Mask overrides Courier. Because Courier, if you have like membership card and Courier, then your first remove should cost like 34 or whatever. That's the number I was remembering. And then Mask will override that and make it cost 50. So Courier does not interact with Mask. I'm just going to take Key. I think Courier's important enough. Okay. And charge through elites. Seems like we're doing pretty well here. Take another book. Alright, we'll start the same way we started last time. After image and see what Dead Branch wants to do this fight. Legacy Sweep seems pretty safe. Should be able to block out with Cloak and Dagger, double Infinite Blades, though. We only have to block for 10, so we're pretty much all already there. Ooh, got an extra after image. That's got to be better than the second Infinite Blades, right? Is it, though? I don't know what's better. I kind of think I'm going to play both Infinite Blades and then gamble to try and draw back to the after image. And generate another after image. Okay, sure. Can we draw 2 cards this turn? Oh my god, we can draw 2 cards. Or backflip, actually. There's 2 ways to get there. Wait. We have some hand size problems, actually. We have 3, 6, 7 cards in hand. So we have to specifically backflip, because if we... How does this work? I actually don't know. I don't know if I'll end up with a second... I don't know if I'll end up with 2 Endless Agonies or the Dead Branch card in hand. I guess the draw pile is empty either way, but I don't know how this interaction is going to work. Let's find out. So the Dead Branch card gets overdrawn. Okay, interesting. So Endless Agony goes before Dead Branch, apparently. Let's backflip to try and draw the after image. Oops, should have played Terror first. Almost certainly wanted to play Terror this turn. No way to get weak. I believe this is the first time I've seen Grand Finale played. That's so sad. Aw. Oh, we do have Sucker Punch. You're right. Looks like we're just gonna have lethal here. Yeah. Okay. Oh my god, we got Ornamental Fan. Ornamental Fan, Shuriken, 2 after images. GG. This deck is insane. What the hell? Get a Duplication Shrine. I don't even know what we want with that. Another Adrenaline? Maybe Cloak and Dagger? Maybe after image. Oh my god. Shivs for block against the heart. Seems good. It's not bad. We could do a 3rd Infinite Blades, so our turn 1 is always triple Shiv, double after image, triple Infinite Blades. We don't have enough energy for that, but, you know. I think it is actually 2nd Adrenaline. We're having energy problems now. Right? Because we generate so many cards, the problem is really just playing them. So Adrenaline helps us do that. If we take a 3rd Infinite Blade, though, like, we generate 3 Shivs per turn, which is, like, blocks and scales. It's so insane. If we can become a 5 energy deck on turn 1 with 2 after images and 3 Infinite Blades, then every turn we would generate 6 block from the after images, 4 block from the Ornamental Fan, and strength. So we do get 1 strength, at least 12 damage, and at least 10 block. And generate 3 Dead Branch cards. It's so absurd. Should probably be Adrenaline, though. Okay. Library. Could rest here. But if we read, then any powers we see are upgraded, which is something we've been abusing repeatedly. Or we could get an extra Adrenaline. Yeah, actually, what's that extra energy card? Prepared or something? I want that one. Let's see if it's here. Outmaneuver. Outmaneuver's pretty good here, since we need the energy. Could take another Piercing Whale. Or like Deflect. Deflect keeps getting better and better the more pressed for energy we get. But we still don't have any deck scaling, so I think I'm probably still no on Deflect. Could take another Calculated Gamble, it's pretty good. Definitely not taking Noxious Fumes, that's a totally irrelevant way to scale. Could take Setup to enable the future Nightmare Shenanigans Dream. I mean, we're going to generate Nightmares, right? So theoretically, this is a Nightmare Infinite deck now. So we're really just optimizing for stuff that happens before that. I think it's Outmaneuver for me. We're really hungry for energy. Looks like we're probably taking an upgrade here. Current best upgrade is Adrenaline, but the upgrade for Outmaneuver is quite a bit better. Because it's permanent. Although, I guess we don't really, like... We don't really care that it's permanent. Maybe it is Calculated Gamble. Gets rid of the nonsense cards, gets us better cards. Our minimum hand size is like 7, so Calculated Gamble is like always pretty good. Also generates a Dead Branch card. Alright, we'll do Calculated Gamble. Do we feel strong enough for another elite? Yes we do. Oh, 2 extra elites. Okay, fine. What the hell, Juicy? You're supposed to protect me from fights. Let's play the After Images, and then see what Dead Branch wants to do. Apparently wants to play Bullet Time. I guess I'll clear out Hand Room before we Bullet Time. Ooh, I would have loved to play that in Venom. Oh well. Oh man. Nightmare after Bullet Time. Caltrops would be good, I guess. This is so ridiculous. Okay. Sure. Alright, we blocked out. Let's go ahead and calculate again. We'll just look for lethal. And find it. Okay. Victory. A powerful fight with many rewards. Sounds good to me. Let's go after Nob first because he scales. Choke ever? Nah. So that's our most, like, bog standard turn 1, where we just play all the powers. It generates 15 block, apparently. Does 22. This turn's actually pretty bad. Could do some other stuff. Got potion here. I do respect the thwack fight. Alright, let's see what it is. Glass Knife seems good. Alright, so let's get an extra strength and then Glass Knife. And do we want to play a power... or a skill? We would block out, but if we're not killing Gremlin Nob next turn, there are consequences. Looks like we're probably killing Gremlin Nob next turn. 2 Adrenalines, 2 Calculated Gambles coming up. We should be able to find whatever we're looking for. Ooh, Phantasmal Killer. Okay. So we got lethal. Great. We could have set up something before we did that, but whatever. It's Phantasmal Killer to make room in hand and generate some shivs. There's something good to set up. This deck is so silly. Alright, let's just set up the Blade Dance and then gamble. Go draw it. Very, very silly. Okay. We did get a sundial. I guess the Dead Branch was a mistake? I don't know what to say. Sure. If anyone wants to play around with this seed, it's a good one. A lot of stuff happens. We can't do an infinite anymore because we have a Dead Branch, but... It's true, neither of these relics will ever proc. Well, I guess this one will, but... Okay. I don't think we need any of this stuff. Distraction does say exhaust on it. If it was a distraction plus, I'd probably take it. Because it costs 0 and says exhaust. In all seriousness, though, I think Dead Branch was correct here. I think Dead Branch is more consistent than Sundial. You have to kind of take some shortcuts to make Sundial pay off, and we don't have to take those here because we have Dead Branch. Alright, let's play the after images and see what the shivs generate. A lot of discard stuff. Looks like we're not going to find lethal on that Slaver. Actually, maybe I spoke too soon. If we play all these, it's 14, 18. That gets an extra strength for this. So the 16, 18 plus 16 is 34. So off by 2. We've got enough energy to play more stuff with Concentrate, but we don't have any more stuff to play. Thanks for following, Dimash. Appreciate the support. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. Seems like we're going to take some damage here. Could go for top. Great point. We can actually draw a card with top here. Alright, so let's play all the free stuff. Then I think I'll go 1 Infinite Blades, concentrate the rest. Could do the same with Survivor, but I want to get those shivs. Okay. Sure. Alright. Could just gamble here and look for like Endless Agonies. Endless Agonies are our only way to generate stuff. I guess Terror and Piercing Wail both generate stuff. Oh wait, Cloak and Dagger. So Cloak and Dagger Dash would kill Red Slaver here. And generates an extra strength. We don't really need to kill Red Slaver because we've already blocked out. Hey, Bad Turns. We failed the Dead Branch. Again. Keeps happening. I think I like Terror on Blue Slaver and then generate some cards. Oh. Well, that's silly. Wait, how did we just get 1? Oh, it generated. We drew the dash, generated the Endless Agony. This is still turn 1, right? What is happening? Good God. I don't know what to say. This deck is so ridiculous. It's just very silly. Yeah, Finisher would kill him. I'm 100% sure. Yeah, people always talk about Corruption Dead Branch, but Corruption, Shiv Dead Branch is just as silly. It's exactly the same mechanic, basically. We can get one more strength, so I guess I will. Oh. We've got more than that. Aw, man. You 4 cards early, Grand Finale. Can we draw it? No, we can't draw anything. Disappointing. Oh wait, we have lethal. Whatever. Oops, we should have gotten a Sundial proc. There is actually something we set up now. Blade Dance? We did get extremely lucky there. Was it a calculated gamble? We did something. Oh, we used Unceasing Top, which we previously said was useless. So Dead Branch generated a Concentrate, and then we Unceasing Topped into Backflip into 2 Adrenalines. So that's like, okay, sure, whatever. I mean, there are 2 Adrenalines in the deck, so it's not like ridiculously lucky, but okay. More Shivs seems good. I don't think we want to upgrade our calculated gambles. I think we're fine with those unupgraded. I think it's Adrenaline or Blade Dance. I think the upgraded Blade Dance is probably not worth very much. We pretty much have 10 cards in hand at all times. So let's get one of those Adrenalines upgraded. Okay. Almost certainly developing all the powers on turn 1 here. We'll see what Dead Branch wants to do. Okay. All right. Kind of a bad turn, so we're probably just going to double Shiv Calculated Gamble. Okay. Now we're doing stuff. Do we even bother with a Torchhead, or do we just assume that we're going after Collector now? Seems like we're scaling really fast. I'm gonna kill a Torchhead for safety. Ooh, 1,000 cuts. Okay, sure. I'm gonna actually save the Adrenaline for next shuffle. I'm just gonna Blade Dance and then Storm of Steel. Oh, there's a finisher. Dead Branch is insisting we have maximum fun. Okay, Dead Branch, you're the boss. We almost got him. Alright, well, we're just setting up Sundial then. I guess got her. Okay. We didn't get You Are Nothing, but we got pretty close. We can have a third after image if we want it. Do we, though? If we hadn't punched any of the, if we hadn't punched the torch head, we definitely would have got turn 1. Had enough damage. Honestly, we probably had more damage by playing, Storm of Steel. If we after image, we have 5 energy worth of powers we want to play on one, and we only have 4 energy, so we'd have to get an energy relic for that to pay off. But it is really, really good. We also draw, like, no random cards on turn 1, which is, like, potentially kind of bad. But we draw Dead Branch cards, so whatever. No, we still draw 2 random cards, right? Because we draw 7. Yeah, Afterimage has got the classic wait for Dead Branch to win the game vibe. It is a bit much to take 3. But if we take 3, we can... If we just like play a bunch of cards, we can block against the heart. At least for the first couple of turns. Which is kind of nice. And we do play a lot of cards. So it's not like the third one is much worse than the second one. Obviously, it's a little bit worse. Definitely doesn't seem like Glass Knife or Unload are useful here. So I think it's After Image or Skip, and it's hard to imagine skipping, so I'll take an After Image. This is a great Runic Dome deck. We don't really care what enemies are doing. We're just doing our own thing. And we need the extra energy. So I think this is almost certainly Runic Dome. Calling Bell could get us Kunai. Kunai is really the only ninja relic we're missing. We've already got Shuriken and Fan. Could get us extra like boat relics or like a incense burner. Gambling chip would be... Actually, no, we don't care about gambling chip. Surprisingly. We have 5 innate powers, so... I guess Mummified Hand. Mummified Hand is a relic that we care about a lot. Birdface Urn would be nice too. Toy Ornithopter. Since we have the White Beast. We can't see Potion Belt, because we saw that at the shop. I think we are basically just trying to kill people on turn 1, Tets, so I think that Snake Band is strictly negative, almost strictly negative. Yeah, we'll take Runic Dome. This is like the best Dome I've ever seen. We don't care about what enemies do at all. Time Meter, okay. We care about what he does. We've already done our Mega Elite. We do want as many elites as we can find. Because we want to find Mummified Hand. Looks like 2 is the max, though. So that's kind of unfortunate. A lot of ways to get there. This one, and then these 2, or these 2, or this one, and then one of those 2, or these 2. We care about fires and question marks. I don't think we care about fights at all. I guess I want to hit this shop. Because we've got some money. So it seems like we go here. That maximizes bonus fires and question marks. But this one has more choices. Okay. First turn with Runic Dome is always a little bit disconcerting. There's a Wraith Form in my hand. I don't really want to generate shivs in the future. We've probably already blocked out. We're just looking for, like, poison stuff. We can probably afford to die here. They max attack for 9. So as long as Exploder dies, we just need to absorb 18. 18 plus 14 is 32. Let's go ahead and calculate Gamble again. And then I guess just end. Well, I guess we can still afford to attack once. Actually, these next draws are pretty terrible, so I kind of want to just get past them. There's a Fumes. Okay, we just have to draw the Fumes now. Not a good fight for us. It's helpful that they're attacking. Dead, the poison's great. Drat. I'm getting taunted by this poison. It keeps coming up, but being unplayable. Could be time for a colorless spot. We're gonna get a potion reward from the fight either way. And we currently can't block. Any transmuters? I think I'm a transmuter with 7 energy. Very well. Panache's the way to kill him. I don't really want random attacks. I'm actually gonna put backflip on top. We need the aw, man. We need the Noxious Fumes. So I'll try to draw that next turn. Okay. Ever spikier, the spikers become. Wraithform seems ill-advised. We do actually have to play the Endless Agonies or else they're going to populate the deck. Not a huge concern. But I guess we can probably just kill them. Crypt like that again with no energy? Sure. Okay. Kind of a tough fight. Finally got the Noxious Fumes there at the end. We got through it. There's the second heal hook for the infinite that we could have done. Caltrop seems pretty unnecessary, but it does say plus on it. And Dagger Throw also seems pretty redundant with all the damage that we've got from the shivs. So I think we're skipping. Sphere. Seems pretty safe. It's a very strong deck. Rare Relic could be... I'm struggling to come up with a Rare Relic that we care a lot about. We don't care about Helix, because we're not going to be able to keep that against the heart. We need to play Powers on 1. I guess we could keep a Helix if we find, like, an Anchor. Or if we just get really lucky and draw a Defend. I mean, whatever. Rare Relics are good. Okay, so they could both be attacking for 16. 32 damage is the max. Wraithform seems like it'll keep us alive. Okay. And about what percent of runs do you go infinite? Pretty low, like 5% or something. You're not supposed to, like, angle for it super hard. You should just be aware when it's possible and make sure you don't miss when it is. It's probably more than 5%, though. I guess Glass Knife is better than Storm of Steel, right? Two adrenalines got generated, okay. Yeah, it turns out Storm of Steel is pretty good in this deck. Dagger Throw hits Tactician, it's free. We also have 80 block for this blur if we want. Oh my god. This game is very silly. I like it. I think I'll keep playing. We overdraw Shiv, but it doesn't matter because we have lethal. Okay. Tingsha, sure. Not obviously great, but good enough to pick. Couple of upgraded powers or an escape plan. Definitely don't want another Infinite Blades. That would be 6 guaranteed cards in our opening hand, which is too many. 5 is already usually too many. Escape plan doesn't really do anything because we don't have deck scaling. And it seems like Footwork is kind of outmoded as our block plan. It seems like we're pretty clearly all in on Afterimage shenanigans. So I think we'll skip them all. Distilled Chaos versus Skill Pot. This deck does feel like Distilled Chaos. Like if you just take those words, decouple them from what the potion does, and apply them to this deck, I think there's a high level of synergy there. As far as what the potion actually does, it doesn't seem super useful. Playing 3 cards, I guess, generates 9 block. Which maybe is better than Skill Pot. Yeah, I guess it probably is. Okay. And I think we're still angling for this shop. We could take a Warped Tongs and then get rid of the pain immediately. Is there anything else we're like super excited to get rid of? Probably just be a Strike, right? I am fairly excited to get rid of a Strike. I feel like the way that we lose the Heart Fight is we draw a handful of like these cards or Heart statuses. Although, yeah, the Tingsha, like it doesn't really work with the deck very well. We've got 2 calculated gambles and usually a 10-card hand, so that's, I mean, it does do like 27 damage per calculated gamble. So like it does do like 50 damage a fight. So I don't want to sell Tingsha short, but usually it's comboing with cards that Dead Branch generates, like Unload or Storm of Steel. Which happens pretty often. Is the Warp Tongs really worth it? We could just upgrade an Adrenaline. We don't really need that many upgrades. I think the main thing it's doing is upgrading some Dead Branch cards. Warp Tongs is kind of too slow for the deck. I think we're better off just removing a Strike and upgrading. Maybe we upgrade a Calculated Gamble now that we have Tingsha. Maybe, drawing 9 cards is better than generating or maybe playing Calculated Gamble twice is better than generating an extra Dead Branch card. Doesn't seem like we really get 2 shuffles into the deck though. Maybe not even against the Heart. No, we probably do against the Heart. But by that point, it's the cards in the deck are so drowned out by the garbage from Dead Branch that it doesn't really matter what the cards in the deck are anymore. So I don't think we really care about Calculated Gamble Plus. I think we just care about Adrenaline Plus. So yeah, I don't think Tongs are actually good. Kind of crazy to skip a Warp Tongs right before a shop, but I think that's the situation we're in. And we'll just grab another Adrenaline Plus. I always think this is Medkit, but it's a toolbox. Purity is actually pretty insane. It's like one of the best Purities I've ever seen. We could add a Storm of Steel to our literal deck as well. Storm of Steel is also busted. We should do that, right? We should pick Storm of Steel. So if we do Storm of Steel, Purity, and card remove, we are spending on the order of 230. 229, I guess. We're no on Infinite Blades. We were offered one in a card war just a second ago. After the card remove on a strike, what does Whetstone hit? Neutralize and Sucker Punch would be nice. Those are actually Neutralize, Sucker Punch, Endless Agony, and 2 strikes are the only attacks left. Unupgraded attacks. So it's likely to hit something fairly good. I don't know if Endless Agony really qualifies as fairly good, but it's better than the Strike Plus. Probably picking Toolbox. Toolbox seems quite good. Centennial Puzzle is a bit of a weird one. I feel like Centennial Puzzle does nothing the entire run and then draws 1 card in the Heart Fight. Because our first card is always After Image. So I think Centennial Puzzle is probably a skip here. So Steel, Purity, Toolbox, card remove, leave. Yes, that's what we're doing. Is Purity actually good enough to like pick and add into the deck? Yes, it is. There's no question, right? It's like a never miss situation. Yeah, exactly. It's useless against the Heart for sure. I'm just trying to think, is there any other fight where it's good? And like maybe. But even like before the Heart, on turn 1 we have a 10-card hand, and then on subsequent turns we have like at least a 7-card hand, and we usually end up drawing up to 10 anyway. So I think the marginal value of additional draw is very low. We do occasionally have like a miss turn where we draw like triple defend, Ascender's Bane, and like Sucker Punch. But that gets less and less likely as we remove the strikes. Toolbox is super good also. Oh wait, Toolbox is useless. Crap. No, it'll block one of the regular draws. So our hand is going to be 3 Shivs, a Toolbox card, 5 innate powers, and 1 random card from the deck. Okay, I'm pretty sure Toolbox goes off before you draw your hand for the turn. Yeah, because it's always on the left. So our hand's going to be 3 Shivs, then the Toolbox card, then 5 innate. Okay, alright, I had a moment of doubt and pain. Okay. This says Exhaust. I don't know. I think we'll just take a Finesse. These are some of the worst options. Okay. Our 1 random card was Endless Agony, so we overdrew on our first turn. Very well. Let's play some After Images. He can hit for 16, but that shouldn't be too big of a problem. Because we've already blocked that out. I'm gonna play at least 1 Infinite Blades. I could play the second one or skip it for outmaneuver. Extra energy next turn seems pretty nice. We were offered a Chemex in a shop. It'd be sick this turn. Infinite Blades is good. Okay, sure. You're the boss. I'll take the extra strength. Okay. He can still be hitting us. I guess backflip. The limited downside. Alright, Dead Branch, do your thing. 2 Tacticians. Sure. I apologize for the extremely loud Tinction noises. We're trying to kill him before we shuffle for Sundial. Seems like we can do that pretty easily. Okay. Next, please. Tactician is almost pickable. Let's see. So we've got 2 Calculated Gambles and a Storm Seal now. And a Survivor. It's definitely not bad. Do we need it, though? The thing that's so great about this deck is it always does the thing that it does. It's, like, mega consistent. So I'm worried about adding cards that don't make it more consistent. I just want it to stay the way it is. So we're skipping. Okay, Nemesis is kind of awkward. Deep Breath procs Sundial, if we want that now. Seems like extra energy on turn 1's pretty useful. He can't 45 on 1, so his max damage is 21 here. If we Deep Breath, we can Nightmare and Infinite Blades. Get infinite blades. We've kind of run out of action here. We don't have anything interesting to do. I guess this draws a card. Alright. It's not impossible that we kill him by playing 179 attacks here. It's not likely either, but I guess I'll go through the motions. We do have to block for 45, and blocking for 45 requires us to do stuff, so we'll do stuff. Flechettes is a great card if you want to do 175 damage. 6 is enough, though. If we can get some poison, this does 2. Oh, Malaise. Interesting. Oh, we don't have to imagine Tets. I've done over 100 damage to him with an infinite deck before, where we didn't get the infinite off on turn 1, and I was like, I have to do it because otherwise he's going to put burns in my deck, and stop me from doing the infinite. It's painful, but you can do it. What's the next prudent step here? I kind of just want to shuffle these Adrenalines away. I don't really need them right now, and I'm pretty happy with Storm of Steel. It also does, like, 9 damage. Okay, so now we block for 45. Do we Nightmare a Shiv? We're only drawing 5 cards a turn. We've got 2 Infinite Blades, so that would draw us a full hand next turn. I think we do Nightmare Shiv. I'm gonna wait until I'm down to my last Shiv, though. See what Dead Branch is generating for the other cards. Oh, Bullet Time. Okay. Sweet. Okay. We got an extra after image. It's totally unnecessary. At least it's unnecessary right now. Do we Glass Knife for 2 damage, or is that... Should we not do that? I'm unclear about whether or not that's good. Does Bullet Time block Dead Branch? No, it does not. They're generated in your hand. Seems pretty unlikely that we care about the damage of Glass Knife once we draw back to it. Not bad, we did like 50 damage against an intangible target. It's a lot. Oh, he just did burns. I was all worried about the 45 damage attack. Is Burst Calculated Gamble lethal? It's a lot of damage. It's likely to get us a bunch of burns, though. I don't really want to do that. Also, could be 45 here, as per usual. Alright, Burst Calculated Gamble is definitely lethal now, but we want to kill him without shuffling, ideally. It looks like we probably can. Yeah, we definitely can. Okay. Meat on the Bone is never proccing. Entropic Brew's gotta be better than Distilled Chaos. Entropic Brew, Fairy in a Bottle, White Beast Statue is very awkward. Do we add a finisher to the deck? It seems like it's one of the best things that Dead Branch can generate. But is it worth, like, taking up a deck slot? Unclear. I think no. I think the things we want in the deck are just like Adrenalines and Calculated Gambles and Purities. Things that are like completely busted and not like things that do some sort of weird combo. We don't need the weird combo, we generate the weird combo. So I think we skip here. I don't know. I guess the real question is Distilled Chaos better or worse than a random potion? Because we're never losing our fairy, right? This fairy is going to get dropped at the heart. And I think Distilled Chaos is probably better than a random potion. That's exactly right. Dead Branch will give you a finisher if you need one. It's exactly the perfect emote for fairy release. I love it. Is that Dan of Dan's Game fam? It must be. Okay. We'll keep the regular potion. Ooh, Fencer has asked to see Coconut. I would also like to see Coconut. Where'd that cat get to? Coconut was quiet because she was just sitting in a sunspot. She was just curled up on the bed. She's just like, oh, this is great. Oh, what are you looking at, Coconut? And Boots, this run is very silly. If you look into the relic bar, you will see a shuriken and a dead branch and a ninja scroll. That will give you somewhat of an idea of what's happening here. In reality, there's quite a bit more silly stuff in the deck as well, but there's plenty of silliness to go around. Killing lots of things on turn 1 in a very ridiculous way. Extra purity? Sure, why not? Okay, so this turn you don't get to see any of the deck. There's an Ascension Bane, but you know that because we're above Ascension 10. And then you only see the innate stuff. Go ahead and purity those cards. I think we can get better ones. What's his max attack on 1? He can't slam on 1, right? Oh, he always roars. Okay. Sure. Tets, you've got my kunai. Can you, like, give me that kunai from the emote? Oh, he's got a terror. Okay. And then a couple of backstabs. Makes sense. Let's go to purity and then probably calculated gamble. Two masterful stabs, I guess so. More shenanigans. I decree. I do need to slow down a little bit. I almost like queued up 2 shivs there, but that prevents me from seeing what Dead Branch has done with the first one before I play the second one. Yeah, I would say this is near the height of possible shenanigans. Okay, just continuing to do stuff. It would be great if we could kill him before we shuffle for Sundial. Oh, there's a finisher. Okay. Hey, Spitty! You've come to witness something truly strange. This is among the best Slay the Spire decks I've ever seen. I guess I've had turn 1 infinites that are guaranteed, but this is sort of close to that level. No, we don't need these. We could take Blur. It's an option. But like, do we really need it? I don't think we need it. Okay. Could go to this shop to get an extra card remove. The more cards we remove, the less possible it is for us to die. Seems like the only way for us to die is to like completely whiff on like 2 consecutive turns against the heart. That would kill us. But like, can that even happen? Right? If we play the Infinite Blades on 1, we like generate Dead Branch cards, and we've only got like, how many cards are whiffs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, that's actually fine. So 7. Yeah, there's only like 7 just complete swing and a miss cards in the deck. So we really can't whiff against the heart. So card removes are good, but we don't need to like skip an elite to go get one, which is what I was considering. So I guess we went the route with the extra fires. Okay, seems like a pretty good giant head deck. Can we pull off Hand of Greed? Might as well try. Ooh, Adrenaline. That's a good card. I'll go ahead and play the Adrenaline before the Shivs to get an extra slow. And the same with the Infinite Blades. Okay, looks like we'd have to draw back to Hand of Greed to get it to proc, but still somewhat possible. guess we can backflip and still do stuff this turn. Oh, there's an adrenaline. Okay, maybe. Let's go ahead and recycle some of these cards. Poison's particularly useful. More adrenaline, so maybe. Caltrops is terrible here. Had an insane Watcher run. Killed the Collector. And Donideka. Oh, nice. Yeah, turn 1 killed the... Excellent. So we have 3, 6, 9 cards in hand, so we'd overdraw by 1 if we Blade Dance. We could just Glass Knife first. Glass Knife, Blade Dance spends 2, so we'd go down to 1. Wouldn't be able to finish with Hand of Greed this turn, but I don't think we're really killing this turn anyway. So I think that's okay. Could Adrenaline to get 1,000 cuts down? I feel like if 1,000 cuts is good in this fight, you've already won the fight, so I don't really care about that. Alright, a valiant effort. Can we generate some weak for Heel Hook? Looks like no. We're just gonna Storm's Dale. We have never generated an accuracy in this deck. I will point that out. We've generated like hundreds of cards and none of them have been accuracy. Yeah, 220 cards, not a single accuracy so far. To my recollection, at least. I guess we should play Phantasmal Killer for slow procs. Okay. Yeah, could have played Wily Plan side, that's true. I am once again getting lazy. It's really hard to stay focused on this deck since it's A, so much bullshit, and B, really, really strong. I just misordered those cards again. Okay. Is Dead Branch at 7 per turn? It is! That's so silly. Oh my god. Yeah, we have not taken very many turns since we started Dead Branching. That's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like that. This Dead Branch draws more cards than, like, you draw with a Snecko Eye per turn. Literally the craziest thing possible. No, Spitty, I think this is way more powerful than Corruption Dead Branch. This is like this would be a bottled corruption, but we also like no, this is better. People talk way too much about Corruption Dead Branch. We're getting 113 strength total. 5 per combat. Could take an Alchemize, but we already have a White Beast. Alchemize would just be rolling for Ghost in a Jar, basically. Does seem like Envenom is marginally useful. Envenom is basically just a Vajra, though, if we're killing people on 1. Makes the Piercing Wails a little bit better. Nah. I think we're skipping here. We already talked about Finisher last time we saw it. Energy Pot versus Distilled Chaos. Seems like Energy Pot's pretty useful. But Distilled Chaos plays 3 cards, and Energy Pot usually plays 2, so let's keep the Distilled Chaos. Molten Egg. Sort of unfortunately skipped Courier for a Molten Egg. We're never using Molten Egg. Huh, it's weird that Frozen Egg doesn't tell me how many powers it upgraded. I think we actually take Panic Button here. This is kind of an unfortunate fight, because we could get cursed here. This is the biggest downside of Runic Dome, is this specific fight. There's like nothing you can really do. Can he start with Parasite? So he cannot start with Parasite. Interesting. So if we don't reset him on turn 1 at all, he can't parasite us. Yeah, we're doing some silly stuff now, Gamatory. We got to a weird place. So I think we just leave him alone on turn 1 and panic button, and then we try to combo him to death on turn 2. So am I gonna not play these shows? Just gonna play the powers. And the panic button. And no distraction, because we don't want to punch him either. Yeah, we want to tell me the number of upgraded seed. Or both, I mean, it can have multiple stats, right? Dead Branch has 3 stat lines. Okay, so we're trying to kill him this turn. These cards just aren't very good. I'm just going to calculate a gamble. These cards are good. We could just burst Malaise, and then he never hits us again. But every turn we take is expensive, right? Because every turn is a chance for him to parasite us. So it's basically a 10% chance to parasite per turn. Let's just keep going. Oh, we have Heal Hook active now. Yeah, it kind of depends on what we generate, how fast the fight goes, unfortunately. So we could concentrate Burst Backflip. Yeah, looks like we've run out of energy. Oh wait, and more concentrate. Alright. I guess I'll just get one more strength, and then concentrate on Malaise. So I'll spend 1 energy on Sucker Punch, and then I'll Slice and Skewer for the last ones. Okay, blocked for 100. Oh great, he attacked. Okay, cool. I was worried about that. Did not want to get parasited there. There is nothing we can do about it. Being weakened is annoying too. I got Reflex and Tactician. No, we can't infinite because we have Dead Branch. If we hadn't picked Dead Branch, we could have an infinite because we have Sundial, and we had a really thin deck before we picked the Dead Branch. But wasn't meant to be because of the Dead Branch. Dead Branch puts like 40 cards in the deck, so. Well, I guess we're out of stuff we can do. Oh wait, Data Deck could generate stuff. More stuff. More stuff. Stuff! Good to see you. This exhausts. It's a bullet time. Yeah, it seems like we're out of stuff. Darn. Yeah, nothing else says exhaust on it. Okay. Alright, please don't curse me. Sweet. Alright, so we passed our 2 checks for maybe getting cursed. It's a tough fight. Got through it unscathed. We could try to sundial. I don't think we're drawing through 15 cards. I guess I'll give it a shot. Could happen. Yeah, it's not happening. This shit kills him though, right? Yeah. Okay. Well-laid plans. Hold on to some Dead Branch shenanigan stuff. Hold on to a Wraith form or a Nightmare or Adrenaline or something. Seems definitely worth picking. Guarantees us our 10-card hands, right? So we have 5 cards we draw per turn, 2 cards from the Infinite Blades, so that's up to 7, and then 2 cards from Well-laid plans, so we get to keep 9 cards. That means our calculated gambles are never bad, right? And attack bot's way worse than the Silk House. Okay. At some point we have to recall. Period hitting 5 cards is fairly meaningful. It's 2 extra Dead Branch procs. I'll also like the calculated gambles upgraded now. It doesn't matter much, but it matters a bit. But I'll just take the recall now just to make sure we get it. I might need to rest. Oh wait, I can't rest. There's no point in recalling anytime before the end fire. I think Purity's a little bit better than Calculated Gamble, but not much. Okay, Dark Slimes. Let's go ahead and trip on the outside slime with the highest health. On turn 1, they can't attack. They can't double attack. So let's see, what's the max value? 13. So 26. I guess 39 is the max value. 39's a lot. Alright, I'll respect him. I'll go ahead and play Distilled Chaos. Play at least 1 Infinite Blades first, just in case our hand gets discarded. Okay. So now we're protected, and I'll just play the second Infinite Blades. Ooh, Wraith form. Neato. We can also set up the Wraith form. That's nice. We should check to see if we generated a Nightmare. Wait, no, we want to generate a Nightmare next turn? How do we do this? Yeah, there's no strict card draw in the hand, so if we set up Wraith form, we won't necessarily be able to set them up together if we generate a Nightmare. But whatever, who cares? Okay, Corpse Explosion solves the fight, right? I guess I'll just well-laid plans hold the Wraith form. We've definitely blocked out this turn. Hold the dash, might as well. Okay, we want to shuffle if we can. And we can, right? So let's do it. We probably could set up shuffling twice, but that would just take too much time, and I'm not interested. Okay, Acrobatics, another shot at Well-Laid Plans plus. Backstab plus would finish filling our starting hand. I'm not so sure that's terrible. The best card from the deck to show up in the starting hand is Adrenaline, usually. But Backstab is an extra Dead Branch roll, and it blocks for 3. Does 15 damage. It's basically just an extra shiv, right? From Ninja Scroll. It's just like a big shiv. Now, it's not good against Time Eater. I think Time Eater is the most important challenge in the fight, in the run, so we'll skip it. Smith, one of the calculated gambles, seems fine. Piercing Whale makes sense, too, against Time Eater. But we're not going to be able to aim the Piercing Whale very well with the Runic Dome. Runic Dome kind of prevents us from being able to choose when that goes off. I'll take all 3 for Tesseract for sure. Right? We don't have any healing, though. We also haven't taken any damage this act. What are we hoping for from Tesseract? Just exhaust stuff is good, right? I mean, it's hard to use like Dark Shackles and Panic Button because we don't know when people are attacking or for how much. So I guess we try and save the health just to make sure we are able to overcome Time Eater. The other 2 I'm not worried about. Donideka or Awakened One should be pretty free. Although Awakened One does get really strong. That's true. We can know what the second heart attack is going to be, right? I kind of wish there was an enemy in the game that changed their attack pattern if you have Runic Dome. Just to mess with people. Alright, I think I'm just gonna roll for 1, because I'm having trouble coming up with like a really insane card to add here. There's like Master Strategy and Secret Technique and stuff, but none of it seems super necessary. Okay, I'll take a Panic Button though. It's a really good card. Yeah, Panacea would be nice. And this has to be a recall. Almost messed that up. Bomb is super card efficient. But I think Blind is probably more what we're interested in on turn 1. Panic Button seems kind of scary. I'm just going to go with Blind. Do we play Infinite Blades against this guy? I think we do. I think we just can't skip doing attacks. We just have to do our thing. And hope our Shuriken scaling is set faster than his strength scaling. Which it should be. Play 1,000 Cuts. 1,000 Cuts basically just gives us 1 extra strength, right? Seems like it's not worth it. Did you have 3 after images falling? No, we didn't. We still have 3 after images. We played all 3. I'm not sure what you missed. I'll cut 1 Infinite Blades for a Phantasmal Killer here. I'll go ahead and drink the Bronze Pot as well. Time management is pretty awkward in this fight. I guess we'll take a shot at trying to Procus Clock this turn. If it doesn't work out, we only have 2 cards next turn, though. What percentage of cards in the deck cost 0? So we could play Skewer and then Calculated Gamble, draw 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cards out of a 22 card deck. Doesn't seem wise. I think I'm just going to stop here. I'm just gonna shiv. I need the damage, and it blocks for 3. This blocks for 6, but doesn't do any damage. Gets me a strength. Can't really afford to skip it. Okay. We do need to get the well-laid plans down and like find a something. Do we stop there at 6? Seems reasonable. Hold dash purity. Okay. Storm of Steel is probably not getting played in this fight. We could try and hold the Piercing Wail for the split. No, Dash Plus is not from the egg. Dash Plus is old. Dash Plus is our first card reward, it looks like. Unless we took one and removed it. It's been here since the dawn of time, whereas this egg is new on the scene. We do definitely want to proc the clock here, so 4 cards. Backflip's going to be one of them. And then dash, strike, purity? Oh wait, we can do dash, strike, sneaky strike. No, we can't. Okay, let's do purity then. These are my cards I'm planning to hold. Yeah, I think that's still the plan. Okay. Maybe Panic Button is not necessary to hold. Adrenaline, not particularly good in this fight. Okay, we finished getting our Shuriken proc. Set up Caltrops. Do we leave 4 cards for next turn? Or, maybe it was better not to exhaust the Curse to get the Branch card in the next hand? Maybe. Yeah. Makes sense. His damage starts at 8 times 3. He's got 4 strength, so it's 12, but then he's weak. So it goes down back to 8. No. Yeah, back to 8. No. Down to 9. So he's hitting for 27 or 32 with weak. So we're blocked out either way. Not super confident that 4 cards is enough next turn. Maybe we should just Crippling Cloud. But then we only have 3 cards. Oh, we are vulnerable. Good point. Okay, so we'll play Vulnerable, or Crippling Cloud, Adrenaline, Defend. I guess we'll start with the Adrenaline. Oh, we need to play 3 cards. So I guess that's Cloak and Dagger Shiv instead of Defend. Okay. Coming up on a split here. Well, we haven't played the panic button. We did pick the panic button, though, for sure. Let's see what Shiv is. It's a Cloak and Dagger. It seems great. Let's play it. Footwork makes our cards more dense. Sure. Alright, looks like this turn kind of fizzled. So I think we just Phantasmal Killer and end there. We're not vulnerable. And he's still weak. So we should be fine. This is 14 times 3. 14 turns into 11. Yeah, so we're safe. Okay. And then 6 cards for next turn seems fine. Okay, so he is splitting next turn. Unless we do, like, 0 damage. Seems unlikely. So our holding that Piercing Wail is almost done. We might actually be able to kill him here. We play, like, 5 attacks and a panic button this turn. And then blow him up the following turn. I'll give it a shot. I mean, we have double damage, so... No, he's not vulnerable. It's never happening. We can panic button for free this turn, right? Because he's not attacking next turn. Seems like we don't have an amazing way of blocking outside panic button. So maybe we just push the button. Yeah, that lets us hold on to blind as well. Okay. Sure. And the blind is for after the reset. Okay, so this turn he's healing, so we're playing Piercing Wail to reset his strength. And then 2 other cards can be whatever. Nightmare. It's like holding onto the blind. I'm not sure what the other card is. Let's do backflip. Okay. Oh no, he's healed. What do we do? I wish we had that Piercing Wail upgraded. It's too bad he's got 2 strength. Alright, so we do blind to set the second phase. Does Wail as the 12th card remove 4 or 6 if they had 4? 6. Because it adds it when he ends your turn, and then he takes his turn. So he'd go down to -2 for a second, but then he'd go up to 0, and then he'd purge his debuffs and not get his back. Burst Calculate again was pretty sick. Just gets us past all this stuff. I kind of want the dashes, though. Yeah, I guess there's slimes in the deck now, so I shouldn't burst Calculated Gamble, unless there's like a really good reason. It is a lot of damage, though. I kind of want to play another attack to get another strength, but then I'm leaving myself with only 4 cards next turn. Should be fine. Yeah, sorry, Zensho. Yeah, when he goes below 240, he spends his next turn healing to half and purging his debuffs. But he doesn't. So his strength is if he had negative strength, he would purge it. Yeah, but you get your strength back is technically debuff, yeah, and for good reason, right? Temporary strength is usually like if you drink a flex pot or something. You get your strength back next turn is a debuff because it costs you your strength when it happens. I'm not sure if that makes sense. Oh shoot. So we need to block here. We're kind of in a bad spot this turn. I guess we can burst Cloak and Dagger. We're never shuffling, right? We've got a 42 card draw pile, so it doesn't really matter that it generates shivs. Okay. It blocks for a lot. Yeah, Champ also works differently. They all just have their own thing. It is kind of BS, though. I guess I'll take Predator Shiv. Been holding this Infinite Blades, but I don't see what the point is. I don't think I'm actually playing it. Getting close. Well, consistent is one thing, but, like, fun is another thing, right? You have to make sure the game is fun before you make sure it's consistent. So if we Predator, Stormer Steel, and play all the Shivs, how many cards is that? That's 6 cards, because that's all the cards in hand, basically. So it puts us at 9. I think I'd be more comfortable on, like, 6 here, so I'm just going to Cloak and Dagger and play that Shiv. Looks like we should be lining up lethal next turn. Yep. Sweet. Slow and steady against Time Eater. Okay. Well, that's probably about the weakest this deck is ever going to feel. We got through it. Forethought can be pretty insane. Hand to Greed can be plus 40 gold here, but it's very unlikely to be, so I think we kind of ignore that. I'm going to take a Forethought. For a deck that constantly has 10-card hands, Forethought's pretty decent. Alright, nothing super fancy to do here, just play the Infinite Blades. And I guess Forethought and Eviscerate. If a game isn't fun but engaging in a meaningful way, is it just an interactive piece of art then? Yeah, I mean, obviously, like, there's multiple overlapping categories, right? Most games are like games, but also tools. There's a discussion I'm going to play while I talk. There's a discussion that's been going on for a long time in the games industry about like how do we talk about design terms. And unfortunately, it's largely unsettled. It's just like, I don't know, we all get sort of confused whenever we start talking about what is a game. So unfortunately, there's not like a really good answer for your question. It's kind of just like, depends on what your definitions are, right? Probably want a purity, at least something here. Concentrate adrenaline, also a good way to go. Yeah, Spirit Shield second land, yep. A notable, whatchamacallit, inconsistency. Alright, I'm just going to Purity the rest of the hand. I don't really want to play any of these cards, and I want Dead Branch to do stuff. I guess maybe I should have played the Eviscerate later in the turn, when I've gotten more strength. Ooh, a Finisher. This Finisher does 100 and some damage, so pretty sure that's killing Donu. Thanks for the follow. Ooh, what number is this in base 10? It's a hexadecimal, a 4, a 5, and a D. What? It's like, that's a weird number of hexadecimal digits, because like, that would be 12 bits worth of information? Huh. Because normally it's like, you do 2 hex digits to represent a byte, right? And if you do like a much longer string if you want to represent sort of a multi-byte encoding. Obviously it's allowed, but it's unusual. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. Thanks for your support. Sorry, you like nerd sniped me in the middle of my welcome message. It's like, hey, wait a minute. That's an oddly formatted piece of code. What are you trying to say? Is it too bold to try to Finisher Deca this turn? I think we might be killing both, right? We definitely want to kill Donu, though. Yeah, so Beer River, I think that a game is an activity that one engages in for amusement or fun is probably, like, an incomplete definition of game. But it's not wrong either, right? So I can't like tell you that it's incorrect or like point out a flaw with it, because it's like there's not really nobody's wrong in that discussion. Yeah, the problem with Finisher on Deca is just like I want to I want to like kill Donu this turn, right? Because Donu's buffing. But I don't like, it's hard for me to find that much damage here. Like, we'd have to get really lucky with the adrenaline, right? I guess we have an Eviscerate and a Storm. But the Storm has to come after the Finisher, right? I guess let's see what adrenaline does. 3, 6, 8, so we need to play one card first. With 3 Calculated Gambles in hand, not useful. Alright, so we have to play Finisher before Calculated Gamble. So unfortunately we don't get to know the correct answer before we go. But I'm gonna do Finisher on Deca anyway. I believe. That's a pretty good draw. I think we can get there with that. Yeah, looks like we're clearly getting there. Oh, we can Corpse Explode too. I don't think we can actually land the Corpse Explode though. We had some Piercing Whales earlier. We could have used them to peel artifact charges, but looks like not happening. Okay. Deck seems strong. We could try to set up Sundial. We'd have to draw 30 cards. I'm not even sure that the definition of a game that is that it's fun, right? Like, fun is something that you can have while playing games, and games are usually designed to evoke fun. But if you're not having fun, does that mean it's not a game? No, clearly not, right? 'Cause it's like, you can have a broad community agreement that something is a board game, and when someone plays it, they might not enjoy that game, right? So they might not be having fun. And like trying to say that the definition depends on the designer's intent is like it kind of works, right? And that's to some extent how like the art community defines what art is what the intention is, but it's also a bit wishy-washy, right? We're in Act 4 now. We can upgrade the other calculated gamble. But also, like, I'm not sure if games actually need to be interactive. Because, like, Chutes and Ladders, for example, you roll a dice, but if the dice was automatically rolled for you, it wouldn't really change the structure of the game. It just changes whether the piece is in your hand, right? If you were designing, if you had a paraplegic kid who wanted to play Chutes and Ladders, obviously somebody would roll the dice for them, right? But then that person is really playing the game. They could be engaged, but they don't interact with it at all. They just sort of watch. So I'm not sure if fun or interactivity is required for a game definition. It just seems like it's so amorphous. It's almost, there's almost no point, right? Kind of like Dicey Dungeons. What do you mean? Dicey Dungeons is highly interactive. I mean, yeah, sure. But your definition can't break down in extreme conditions, right? Your definition is supposed to guide you in those extreme conditions and tell you what the truth is. We have access to terror here. We've never actually added a terror to the deck. We've generated a couple. Could take a fruit juice. Fruit juice makes some sense. Yeah, sorry that jerk, James. Somebody baited me with it. It was actually Aragon. Beer Rover's the main one engaging in it now, but Aragon was asking us what a game is. Sorry, I won't bore anybody too much. Could take another after image, right? Why HP when you don't lose HP? That mindset's dangerous, right? That's the I've already won the game mindset. The things we care about the most are the things that make us win when we would otherwise lose, right? I think the most important thing is removing the strike, right? Because that's the thing that makes us win when we would otherwise lose. So let's do that. I like Anchor a little bit. Let's see, what's the max damage of Spire Elites? Spire Elites on 1 can be hitting for 12 and, what is it, 23? No worries, Beer Over. So it's 12 and 23, so it's like 37 damage. I think we block for sub 37, right? Because we play 3 after images and then 2 infinite blades, so we generate 0, 1, 2, 3, 6 block, and then 9 from the shivs. So our minimum block is like 15 on turn 1, which is pretty significantly below what the Spire Elites hit for. It's a simulated environment that can be engaged with. I would say that's an unusual part of the definition. Part of the point is you can make the definition whatever you want, but to require something to be a virtual environment specifically, I think is strange. I guess yeah, environment is such a sort of a nothing word there that I can't really argue with that. But simulated is like, what about like physical games, right? Like tag. Tag is clearly a game. It doesn't happen in a simulated environment. It happens in a real environment. Yeah, games do have rules. I feel like the rules is pretty firm. I think rules needs to be part of your definition. But it's not a simulation. One really is seeking another. Like, what part of that is a simulation? It seems like the ceiling for Anchor is it saves us 10 life in the, or sorry, 8 life in the Spire Elite fight and 1 life in the, or actually 3 life in the Heart fight. So this one is worth pretty much exactly 11 health. And is Dolly's mirror ever worth 11 health? I don't know why we'd want an extra AI. It's probably extra Storm of Steel. For me. Or maybe extra Purity. I mean, we definitely could take an extra After Image Plus. I don't know. I'm not against it. It's just, what's the point? Are we really playing 4 After Images on 1? I guess we could be. I guess, yeah, the ceiling for extra After Image is pretty high, right? Because that could block for like 30 in the Heart fight. Could. I wouldn't say it's super likely to. It also blocks for, what? For 4 in the Spire Elite fight, for sure. It also gets us a collector bonus, so there's some points associated with it. We could honestly take Smoke Bomb. There's a decent chance that we can kill Shield on 1 and then just leave and go fight the Heart. But if we're killing Shield on 1, do we really need Smoke Bomb to win the fight? Probably not. You can Smoke Bomb. You have to kill 1 first, is the deal. So that's why I said if we kill Shield, we could escape. Yeah, I'm not sure why that mechanic exists for only that fight, but yeah, if you're surrounded, you can't Smoke Bomb. There should just be like more fights where you're surrounded, I think. No, I like Spire Elites having their own mechanics. Take it all back. I think it's one of these two. Anchor or Mirror. Mirror is definitely the flashier one. The cost difference never matters. I don't think we're buying anything else. Oh, wait, Terror. Oh, wait. It's one of these 3, because we can't buy Terror and then these ones. Terror is actually not super good in the Spire Elite fight. It's basically just for the Heart. And I'm not so sure we need it against the Heart. Seems like we do plenty of damage without Terror. But it would be minorly helpful. It's a tough decision. It's weird because like we've got such like abstract decisions of like Terror, who even knows, right? Terror only matters if we can kill the Heart 1 turn earlier, and then it's kind of a bonanza, right? It could be the difference between winning and losing the run. If we Dolly's Mirror, we could potentially save like 30 health if we're having a big turn, or we're using AI to block, or if the fight goes long and we need to block even though the beat gets up to 3. But Anchor is like such a fixed value. We know exactly what Anchor is going to do. I think I'm going to do the AI. I think that's the best. Also, that sweet collector bonus. Does it really have 4 people? It does. Yeah. So we got 4 After Images. Neato. Okay. Could pick like sweep, I guess. I guess I'll take an attack bot if it's affordable. We've got a spot for it. Alright, attack bot's gotta be better than leg sweep. Okay. Why is this after image first? What's that all about? Is it because we added it to the deck after the Ninja Scroll? That's very strange. What's going on here? Something's happening before Toolbox that's putting an after image in our hand. What in the world? What does Secret Weapon do? Gets us a dash? Yeah, let's take Secret Weapon. Yeah, why is this one first? What the hell? That's so strange. Most of them are over here. This one's like, haha! Just for no reason. Sure. I guess actually, can we just go get, like, neutralized with it? Yeah, it must be a Dolly's Mirror interaction, right? But it doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. I wonder if it'll be that way the next fight, or if it's just because we just went to the shop. Let's have this Dead Branch generate first, then we'll react to that. I'll generate 2 cards. Okay, we got well-laid plans. I don't think that really changes anything. Shield or Spear first here. It's a really fast deck, so I assume we want to do Shield first. And try to get Shield dead on turn 2. So let's go for that. Pretty bad generation. Okay. Alright. Adrenaline Storm Seal should be GG. That's really good. So he blocked first, so he's going to do Smash next. No, he's going to do Bash next. And he's attacking for 4 times 10. So we might need to turn around, but I'm hoping to get a free turnaround by killing Spire Shield this turn. Okay, still useless generations. Everything's bad. Choke can't get through the, whatchamacallit. Artifact. Concentrate's good with acrobatics. We could burst one of these two. Let's see, if we concentrate, we have, we get rid of 3 cards, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4 left. So burst acrobatics draws 6 and we have room for it? Sure. Alright, let's dash and gamble. Yeah, okay. I wasn't even paying attention. I have 118 blocks. We're definitely safe. I was just trying to kill Spire Shield there, but we've also achieved other goals. Let's just backflip the hand. These are all bad. Acrobatics can get adrenaline. Let's see what die generates first. Okay, just kidding. Let's play Well-Laid Plans and hold the Wraith form. What's the point of holding Wraith form? We're clearly... Well, whatever. Just in case. You never know. Shuffling once seems great for Sundial, setting up for the Heart Fight. Sucker Punch lets Choke land. That seems like it's probably lethal. There's nothing else to set up, right? Yeah. Okay. Bottled Flame. Cunning Pot versus Attack Pot for the Heart Fight. Interesting. Glass Knife says plus. I don't think that's good enough anymore. Could have held Grand Finale. It's true. Yeah, I don't think we're taking any of these cards. Yeah, Cunning Pot, I guess, is pretty insane, huh? With Shuriken as well. Bottled Flame gives us more innate cards than we can hold, which gets resolved in mysterious ways. I'm not sure how this works, actually. I think I want to not find out. I think finding out would be bad for me. Because I don't want to, like, miss an afterimage. Alright. Yeah, it is that one afterimage is just first. That's true, science would be fun. Secret Technique can get us a calculated gamble or something. Or Storm of Steel. Violence can front load all of our attacks so that we have more dense, like, blade dances and panic buttons and stuff. It's like Secret Technique. Skills that cost 0 aren't bad. But we don't have enough energy to do that this turn. Ba-bump, huh? I guess the Secret Technique is probably for Adrenaline here, right? Have a good turn one. Thanks for the follow, Red Symphony. Appreciate the support. Welcome to the Vegetable Patch. Okay. Make it so. Can we hold on to the Piercing Wail for next turn? Not in any practical way. I think we just want to play double Infinite Blade Phantasmal Killer now. I think we are done playing stuff. 2 more attacks would be nice, but it's not practical. I guess we could Cunning Pot. There's no punishment for Cunning Pot now, right? Actually, no, we have 8 cards in hand, so we get immediately punished. I guess we just play 1 Infinite Blades and then we're... whatever. We can spend all our energy, so I think Cunning Pot is for in the future if we can't spend our energy. Okay. Blur would have been nice there as well. Okay. It's so nice that shivs are positive block. It's pretty insane. Generated Leg Sweep is sick. Let's do Leg Sweep, Calculated Gamble. Oh wow, we got all the statuses. Okay, let's just exhaust those. I'm gonna go ahead and include Sucker Punch in that. I don't really need Sucker Punch. We've generated a Wraith form. So we got all the statuses, right? That's every single one. So that we actually got, like, completely low-rolled there. It's, like, among the worst possible case RNG. We've got a finisher in hand, so let's go ahead and Cunning Pot. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. Seems good. We did take some damage. Not a perfect heart fight. I guess it wasn't perfect even from turn 1, right? Because we took beat damage. But we do know this turns the multi-attack, so we could Piercing Well. If we even think we need to. It's only going to be 3 times 15, so 45. In the past, we've been able to block for 45. Well, you can't see the last after image. It doesn't show up on the card art because it's too faint by that point. But he's right here. What? Is it? Why are they celebrating a birthday? Is it a... I'm so confused. Alright. Confusion is normal. We could Nightmare a Cloak and Dagger. Getting Storm of Steel next turn. Donu's holding a photo. Oh hey, we have set up a Nightmare. That seems like stuff. Stuff can happen with that. It's not immediately obvious what kind of stuff wants to happen, though. I guess we well-laid plans, hold the Nightmare, set up something else, and then make infinite copies of it for 0. Dash is probably the best one in hand. Yeah, having 4 0-cost dashes is pretty sick. Okay. Oh, I should have played the Catalyst first. Because now it's generating a card I can't play. He can't be hitting us, so I might as well save the Piercing Well. Yeah, it's Miranda, it's a lot of the cards we're generating are shivs, some other cards generate energy. I don't think I'm gonna like convince you that Dead Branch is good with words, but it seems really good. Some of the cards cost 0. We don't really need Piercing Well. Flechettes could do a bunch of damage, possibly. We have Strength. Yeah, I get you. It's a weird card for sure. All right, so we've Nightmared the Dash. I didn't even think about Nightmaring the Adrenaline. Probably should have. At least thought about it. We could have also done Blurricade stuff here. It's worth noting. We're already damage capping. Is there any reason to play Flechettes? Not particularly. But it is fun. So we're mainly just looking for really strong cards to hold here, because the damage cap is coming pretty easily. So I think we're going to hold like Storm of Steel, Adrenaline here. A little bit harder to damage cap without those. I should still be able to do it. I guess not. We can't get him below 400, so the damage cap doesn't super matter. So I'll just Crippling Club. Okay. Okay, sure. I sort of forgot there were 3 free dead dashes coming into my hand. Maybe that was just bad. I don't really want that many dashes. I'm not sure why I did that. I should have just Storm of Sealed them so I had free dashes later. We could try and hold Stormsteel bullet time for next turn. What's the point of holding Stormsteel and anything else? Unclear. Let's do Stormsteel and just generate a bunch of strength. We're gonna go way over a damage cap, but that's fine. Good Nightmare Shiv for next turn. Yeah, we literally haven't generated a single accuracy from Dead Branch. We've generated like 400 cards, 0 accuracies. Seen several Wraith forms though, so I'm not complaining. There is one coming up. We could just try and hold this Nightmare, but like clearly we don't care, right? We're like way getting lethal before that matters. Oops, I probably should have held that one. I could hold 2 Shivs. It's basically the same. No, I want a Strength. Play Footwork for some minor value. He's already weak. And he has Artifact Charges. We could remove the Artifact Charges, Sucker Punch, Piercing Wail, or just Bouncing Flask. 23 cards per combat. Yeah, it's almost as large as our deck. Maybe by the end of this Heart Fight, we'll be able to crank it up to, I don't know, 25 cards per combat. I guess this generates a card, so maybe it does something interesting. Nope. Alright. Flechette's Bouncing Flask? I don't know. My Shivs are hitting for 34. Who needs accuracy? I think we can actually kill him with the Thorns here. Oh no, we can't do quite enough damage. We're a little short. Dash for block. I guess we have another dash. Also generates block. Hey, another Wraith form. Neato. Keep Nightmare Wraith form for style points. Okay. And we'll let Shiv kill him. Makes sense to me. Easy run. Easiest run. And we get to free the fairy, as predicted. This one was just a no-doubter. This was a really strong run before we picked the Dead Branch. We almost skipped the Dead Branch. Because we had, it was almost an infinite before we picked Dead Branch. And it would have been, too, because we got Sundial. But Dead Branch did help significantly before we got Sundial. This was just a total stomp, really silly stuff. A lot of perfects, turn 1 kills, 4 copies of Afterimage. I don't think we took damage in Act 3, if you don't count count Time Eater. We didn't take damage from like elites or hallway fights in Act 3. We also declined taking damage from Tesseract. So I think no floor between the beginning and the end of Act 3 to take damage. Yeah, for some reason I keep getting Dead Branch on my silent Shiv runs, so I guess sure I'll keep doing that. We got to win with this exact same combo yesterday. I mean, not this exact same combo because we didn't have 5 after images, but a similar setup. Got a lot of card removes as well. Started with 2 card removes from Niao, so that's 2 defense, and then we end up picking up a Smiling Mask, which saved us 150 gold. So that worked out pretty well. Yeah, most of the cards we added after like here were just like, well, we already know the deck is super strong, so let's just only pick the strongest stuff. So like Adrenalines and After Image, Blade Dance, Calculated Gamble. Even if you don't take into account that we have like Dead Branch and Ninja Scroll and stuff, If you're in a position where you can only add extremely strong cards to the deck and get good removes, you're pretty much always going to win, because your deck is just going to be very dense and full of incredible stuff. We could have lined up a better Piercing Whale against the Time Eater. I think that was probably the biggest mistake of the run. We never upgraded Piercing Whale, so we weren't able to take all of Time Eater's strength away. He had 2 extra strength during second phase, but very clean run, pretty easy. Easy one to win. Pretty fun, too. Dead Branch Shivs. Early Shuriken. Obviously, I should mention Shuriken. Shuriken was our scaling. So, like, Shuriken, Shivs, and Afterimage scaled every single direction, and scaled them really fast and strong. Pretty interesting little purity pick, too. Just having Dead Branch. Our minimum hand size by the end of the game was basically 9. We, like, never had fewer than 9 cards in hand. And we were guaranteed pretty much the exact same 10 cards starting hand every time. So very consistent deck. Kind of fun to get Tinksha later. Pretty easy Runic Dome too. I don't know if I've ever had... I talk about this sometimes when I see Runic Dome and don't pick it. Because like the decks that want Runic Dome are the decks that block no matter what. If you like have resources that you need to dedicate to, like, okay, I want to use this Piercing Whale specifically when Snake Plant is multi-attacking, or like I need to use Wraith Form when Nemesis is doing his 45 damage attack, then you can't pick Runic Dome because you need to play those cards at the correct time. But this deck just did not care at all. It had an exact plan that it was gonna do on turn 1, and it was gonna do Dead Branch shenanigans every other turn, and it didn't really matter what the opponents were doing. So this is super easy Runic Dome. The Coffee Dripper was pretty easy too. We never found any healing, but we didn't need it. We never would rest it even if we could have. It was just on cruise control since about here. That was a fun one.